Welcome to What the Drift Podcast with your hosts, Formula Drift drivers Andy Haitley and Jeff Jones.
Keys in my house. Gotta find those.
Where are we, Jeff?
Where
are we?
Haitley's Furniture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haitley's Furniture, Haitley's Motorsport, Haitley's Everything.
Haitley's Everything.
Welcome to What the Drift Podcast, episode 13?
I stopped counting. Did I miss any?
I don't know. Hold on. I don't even know which
It's
episode
been
we're
a
on.
busy time. As soon as the season kicked off, man.
Yeah.
This
it
kind of
got
tapered.
busy.
That damn key is blue.
What?
I keep seeing it in gold.
No.
Oh my god.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You screenshot that thing real quick.
No.
Damn it.
Yeah, we're on episode 13.
Episode 13.
Wow. Yes, 13. Wow.
Awesome.
I lost count. Yeah, we had a busy time here. You had a few events. I had a few events.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't...
How many events has it been since we've recorded an episode?
Just two.
Just two?
Yeah. We recorded one after Orlando, so we got a little bit of Orlando.
Let's see.
And
From Orlando. Okay, well, it's
yeah.
been only two Formula D events.
Yeah. 3 events for me because of Riverside and stuff.
But 3 for me because of Hot Pit.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
Yep.
It's like the brain just doesn't stop. Not that I competed in Hot Pit, but when you're running the whole show with your buds,
No,
it's just like an even crazier ordeal.
Yeah, it is.
If you think running a bunch of events is hard, driving.
Try running. Yeah, shout out to Sage and Luck and all the dudes from the Formula Drift crew because they do a damn good job.
Yep.
I don't think they're appreciated enough.
Not at all.
Like when you really pay attention to it, you look at all the signage they put up and all the banners and like all the work they put into each weekend. Like, yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely gotten easier for them where they're at in their position now.
Yeah.
But
the GoPro is not liking us right now.
That one over there is dead. Dead.
Yeah, I'm going to try it again.
Their first few years in must have been rough, because at least mine is.
Yeah.
But actually, on that note, did you see what happened to Andy Luck this weekend?
No, what happened?
Okay, hold on.
I know he was out at Hot Pit. I saw pictures of him there.
Cheers to beers.
Yes.
Boop. I know. So, yeah, he came out.
That is so much better than that chocolate crap.
Kevin Wells came out.
This guy
Ed
gave me
came
this
out.
shit. It's terrible.
And,
what the
we lost
hell?
audio. God damn it.
What the fuck
You
is
didn't
going
record.
on? No, I didn't fucking I didn't hook it up to the battery is what I did.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Where is
We didn't make it far.
the cord for that? Do I even have a cord for that? We're gonna have to fucking start over. God damn it.
God damn it.
God.
We're back.
Yeah, well, hold on. Let me make sure that this is still...
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, audience, we're back. That's only the GoPro turned off twice, but it's still running, but it's not plugged in anymore. And then that failure. All right, back to my story.
All right.
So,
go for it.
Andy Luck, they're all there hanging out, right?
Yeah.
All Hot Pit stuff. Didn't know it until the next day.
Mm-hmm.
He puts up a post, I should have died.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I guess a tire came off of a vehicle in front of him
On the way there?
on the way home.
On the way home?
Yeah, and he slammed into it.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, not exactly sure what happened with the story.
Really?
But, so I guess he did not get out to change the tire. He just, waited in the car safely as opposed to changing the tire.
Mm-hmm.
And got slammed into by a drunk driver.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. His car's, all messed up, and he's pretty sore. So, glad he's
Wow.
okay.
Where'd that
that's
happen?
freaking gnarly. Freeway.
One of the freeways? Yeah,
One of the
one of
freeways.
the LA fucking
One of
freeways.
the, yeah, man. Watch out for drunk drivers.
Wow.
Drunken drivers.
Glad you're okay there, Andy.
Hey, don't be a drunk driver.
Us Andys got to watch out for
Cheers.
other Andys. You know?
Don't be a drunk driver.
No, don't do it.
Don't do
You're,
it.
you're going to sleep on this couch tonight.
I'm going to snuggle up.
Mm-hmm.
Snuggle.
Snuggle up with Gonzo and me.
Gonzo.
I'm
Gonzo's his own couch.
I'm not much to snuggle with. I'm kind
Yeah.
of like hugging a stick or something. You know?
Yeah, there's no fluff there, bro. No
I got no fluff, dude. You got some fluff.
I've got some fluff.
You get pretty good hugs.
Yeah.
I'm
Thick with it.
Yeah,
Thick with it.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Let's get into it. Because it's been so many events, we were talking about bouncing around, Andy Luck. So there's been 3 events for you, about 3 events for me. There's been other random things happening in the world, the country. But we got a lot of Formula D to catch up on.
The East Coast adventure every year is finally over.
Yeah. It was hot. It was heavy. It was wet. It was nasty.
Yep.
And,
all of it was, actually.
Oh, it was gross.
Yeah. New Jersey, like, it was raining pretty much the entire time I was there. It was dry for Riverside, but that whole week, like, after FD, just rain on and off.
Glad I left for that.
And then came down to...
Oh, so you did a 4th event. Didn't you do the bro down thing?
No, I didn't drive. No.
Oh, but you were just there hanging out.
I was way too tired. Every year I'm like, oh yeah, Sunday, let's drive on Sunday, and then I wake up Sunday morning and I feel like garbage.
Yep.
Because we've been rushing it through getting stuff done in the car and making shit happen for the past 3 days. That 3 days is enough. Mm-hmm. I have no desire to go drifting after that. Like,
I mean, it's not just 3 days. You've already been there for a week.
Westies wanted to ride like really bad, and I was like, fuck, I should give him one, but like it was too much to deal with.
Too many laps.
Yeah. That and like I did want to drive Riverside the next weekend, and I didn't want to have any work to do to the car. I just wanted to sort of try and do 2 events with 0 maintenance, you know, and it worked out. That car got a lot of miles on it.
Yeah. Man, I wish we could see our miles. With the Link ECU, it'll show you your runtime.
Yeah.
Have you ever actually looked at that stuff?
No, but I should, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm sure they all do it.
Can you look at runtime? Is it just total runtime, or is it like, can I look at runtime from last year versus this year? Or?
You're getting beyond my Link ECU knowledge.
Yeah.
But
call Forrest.
Yeah, one of the cool things that it does that I like to do, you know, pull your data logs from it, see your run times and all that stuff. But so Jackson actually found that page in there somewhere.
I heard the Drift Wizard whittled down a data log into his staff.
What the hell? Oh, what?
It's a data log. You know, it's a log.
Okay, stupid. Data stick. Your data sticking.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, but it'll show you like your peak temperatures, like how hot did the engine get, oil temp, oil pressure, anything that you're logging. It'll show you what your peaks, minimums, and heights were.
It's actually
That's cool.
very easy to use too, because like the Electromotive Tech, Tech 3 that I had on the E30, like it was so difficult to even look at the maps, and it would only map like 30 seconds or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, it was built for around drag racing basically, so it was like they didn't, anything beyond like 30 seconds, they just.
That was the same problem with Holly that I didn't like. I had a Holly ECU.
It was timed?
No, it wasn't timed. I think it was like per. It seemed like it was like per run or something, per whatever it was. The plug and play on it was nice. Tunability, same as all of them. But when I would go to like pull my logs, you had to download each run individually. Mm-hmm. And what I do like about what Link does is you can see your whole day on the time plot, and you just see your throttle or RPM go up and down, and you're like, oh, here's my first run, my second run, my third run, so you can just look at those pretty easy.
Yeah.
So I do like how they did that.
Yeah, that also might come down to actual like memory size within the ECU, because I know that like
I don't think
memory cards and like external hard drives have gotten way cheaper over the past like 5 to 10 years.
I don't think you can fill a Link one up.
No, I don't think so either.
But that's what sucks if you don't delete it.
The previous generation of ECUs probably didn't have the memory to support that much data logging.
Oh, no. My old Haltech E8, you have to have the laptop in the car and hit log. It doesn't log itself. I remember when we brought out, so my RX-7, it has a 1J in it, but when Ish was tuning it at Westech, he's like, how do we log this thing? I'm like, I don't know. I forget. Like, don't you just hit a button? He's like, oh, no, wait. It's like sitting there with the laptop, hitting freaking log as he would do the run. So stupid.
When I
8-bit, I guess,
right? When I brought him my Haltech on the Z or whatever, we found out that Frank from Garage Boso back in the day locked it, so we couldn't tune anything.
Do shit.
Yeah, it was like either we create a whole new map or we leave it as it is, and you
factory reset.
Yeah. That was unfortunate.
Yeah, they come a long way. I don't know. Link ECU does a pretty good job. What is this, commercial?
Pretty much.
You have to pay us for that now.
Yeah, they should.
Hey, we're going to lock that portion of the video.
We want Modelo's Link ECU.
Yeah, there you go.
Bring us Modelo's. Thank you.
I'll take it.
Thank you.
We'll take it.
Thank you.
Those guys are cool. They really help represent
Don't skimp out. We want that 32-pack, too.
Those guys help out a lot of drifting, so those guys are pretty cool. All right, let's get into some battles. God dang it. What are we looking at first? Do you have this on a timeline? Where are we at?
This one, I don't know why this one is up. Oh, this is, I think we're looking
Gets one
the
vote
next battle
and one more time, and
okay.
One more time. They're going at it again.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Odie Bachis and Dago.
Oh,
those guys went like 2 one more times.
This was the Kazuya incident. So you saw the videos of Dean, kind of yelling at Kazuya.
Oh,
after
yeah.
this.
I remember this.
So this is what led to that.
All right.
First outside zone. Kazuya
Looking good.
We'll be the judge.
The Black Shadow, the Viper, lurking
That was
in
a
the
very
shadows
straight line
of the
transition.
I do remember
86
watching this,
now
though,
in
so
that
I already
second
have
phase.
dropped
an
the
opinion
tire.
about it.
Angle there for Kazuya, and he
Drops
goes
the
off
tire,
course.
a little bit of a boop.
Kazuya going off course,
And
contact.
Dean was mad that he
from
shut it
Dean
down
Carney.
there, basically.
Let's take a look at
let's
that
watch
because
that replay.
again, Dean was aggressive
And
on
I kind of see his side of the story because it looks like Kazuya kind of once he caught the tire and it started to pull angle, like he caught the rim.
Well,
in the dirt
whose
there.
side of the story?
I see Dean's side of the story.
Okay.
Because from his perspective, it looked like from his perspective, it probably looked like Kazuya dropped a tire and just lifted and got out of it, and then Dean hit him. But I think Kazuya got spooked by because the tire almost starts to whip him around. And did you watch the flip that happened at ND Drift last weekend?
No, I did not.
Mike Poehler fucking.
So there's that little tap right there, right?
So did that push him wide?
So from what I remember, they are going to blame this entire thing on Dean, and it's based off of that little boop right there, right? And so
Yeah, I don't know about
when
that.
when you were just saying that you see his side of the story, what were you referring to?
I was referring to his perspective as from the driver's seat.
Okay.
Essentially, but watching this boop, it's like, dude, because I got booped there like a whole bunch in Riverside
Oh, yeah.
and here.
Oh, we were painting each other's cars through there, man.
Yeah, and like, there's a point at which, like, every boop's gonna put you, even if it's a small boop, it's gonna push you an inch wider than you were before, 6
Sure.
inches wider than you were before. So it puts you offline. And one of the things I thought about after this round was like, how much do the judges actually see that as a mistake on the chase driver? Because I feel like as a chase driver, you're kind of allowed to push the other car around the track
A little bit.
yeah, and you can get away with that. But every time that lead car makes contact, or that chase car makes contact with the lead car, are the judges looking at that as a mistake? Because obviously we're not trying to hit I mean, maybe we are, but
I think we are.
I feel like the goal is to get the tire as close to the door as possible without hitting. I feel like that's the trick here.
I would
that's
agree.
the hard part,
I
So
would
like literally door to door and not disrupting his lead run at all, not touching him at all. I feel like that's way more impressive than you just banging into someone.
Well, realistically, it's like you hit a wall, and it disrupted the flow and the momentum and the angle of the car, right?
Exactly, yeah.
So, but with that being said, I don't know if it was valid for Kazuya to go off track. That's the really tough one on this one.
Yeah.
I remember watching this one. My immediate thought
Because
was
the boop is so like
he wasn't booped enough
boop is
to
there.
warrant. And look, it gets more angle in the car, right?
And like if he's still in the zone.
Yeah, still in the
still in
zone.
the zone.
Seems still good. But then he's going to put a tire off, right? And this is where it gets tough. And he just lifts versus staying in it.
Mm-hmm.
So this is super tough. My initial reaction, Kazuya shouldn't have lifted and should have stayed on it.
Yeah.
That was my initial reaction.
Yeah, I believe so too.
Where the judges actually go with it, I don't know.
Yeah.
In this situation, I feel like I just put shared fault on what it is, and then you'd have to go off the other run. But I really wish Kazuya would have just stayed in it. I do know that in the interview he said that when he went to go talk to Dean, you see him on those back cameras, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
That he said that he was scared he was going to hit the wall, and that's why he lifted. Right? I don't know. I would have stayed in it. I would have buried it, but that's just the type of driving I do.
Yeah. I mean, like, this is the kind of stuff that I do, like, on the simulator. Like, if I'm not driving with someone, I'm trying to get my lead runs down. If I make a mistake like that, I'm like, all right, pull out. Let's start it over. But when you're in the heat of competition, I think, like, you either need to, like, you should have matted the throttle, and if he was going to hit the wall, and then go on from there rather than lift.
There's also this strategic game. He got hit.
Yeah.
He knows he got pushed off.
Yeah.
He knows it was enough of a bobble. Mentally, he could probably say, hey, I could just lift right here and be good. And then he gets slammed by Dean again. Regardless, I would have liked to have just seen him stay in it, even if it was to salvage the run or whatever.
Yeah.
Hard to say whether it was Dean's fault for if he pushed him all the way off or not.
Let's watch this one more time. So, boop.
Boop.
He, like,
The wavering of the front
Yeah,
of
he
of
did
the
this
car
weird
is
waver too, like almost like he felt like his steering was damaged or
Yeah.
something, you know?
but there's no front hit,
Like,
just a
boom.
rear hit. Yeah.
Hold on, I want to look at the rear of the car while that's happening. So, tire digs. I want to see another angle. I want to see like down on the ground angle of that.
Yeah, this is tough. This is where I really wish
Here we go.
FD would be public with their data log stuff.
Yeah.
And show us what exactly happened in this scenario. Yeah, I mean, you see his car lift up in the air in the front of it. There's so much going on right here.
Yeah. Because he's definitely right, like there. He's off of it.
Mm-hmm.
He's
Yeah.
pulling out. He's like, I'm going into the wall. He also is very fucking wide. If you look at the positioning of the car,
Yep.
like that is several feet wider than he wants to be, for sure. Dean's in the right spot. As far as he,
I'm just surprised he didn't like turn more into the turn and floor it, get
Yeah.
away from that wall.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
who knows?
yeah.
Yeah. I think you have to analyze this one to death and look at data log to truly get the answer out of this one.
Yeah.
So what is the second part of the battle look like?
That's a good question. You want to hear what they said about it?
I think we can hear it right now. Pump it up a little bit.
Yep. Hold on.
Fourths of the way. Let's go ahead and check this out.
Oops.
Right there, he taps Taguchi, and he starts to kind of wash out from the tap. That might have been what caused Taguchi to go off course as well.
And the
And
big
you
thing
see the
here
side
is
skirt.
you see the side skirt go off,
know,
but I
man.
think the bigger thing
don't think
here
the
is the
hit did it.
contact, the rubber to rubber.
We'll never
That's
know.
going to stop that back
I
left
don't.
wheel pretty
I definitely
quickly.
didn't initially
So
think
watch.
it did.
And
Oh,
you
he
see
hit
the
the-
attitude
he hit
of
the
car
rear
get
wheel.
disrupted. Watch Kazuya's wheel.
Yeah.
Watch in-car. You see his wheel get jarred quite a bit. That's just the front. Take into consideration that back.
That is.
Yeah,
that
how
is.
volatile.
You've been hitting the rear wheel before, right?
Yeah,
It's,
for sure.
it's-
I think I've been
it's-
hit everywhere.
It feels much more intense than a hit to the body panels.
Yeah.
You know, like it can be a small hit to the wheel, and from in car, it feels like you got fucking hit like hard. So
Sometimes crazy hits you don't even feel it. I think I rode up around Travis Reeder's car this weekend, and
you didn't feel it.
I felt a little bit of it. I pulled a full-on stupid mistake, man. Came out of the smoke trying to catch him.
Yeah.
Transitioned way too fast, and I saw him and just did not make the right calculated moves inside the car. Ended up doing like a tail whip to the front of his car, smashed his front end, smashed my back end, but the back tire rode up his front tire, so I lifted and landed. It didn't feel that bad in the car. It went by real quick, and I was like, "Oh,
It's all about
I messed up."
If you're at the center of all the G-forces, you're all good. My buddy had a really bad car accident back in the day, and I was sitting in the bitch seat in the back, so middle seat in the back.
Sure.
And he loses it, goes up, hits a wall, does a 180 back around, and lands in the back in the road. Like, we hit the wall 6 feet up in the air. Like, the hole in the wall that we hit was like, fucking, we totaled he totaled this Jaguar. But,
Pictures are
but
didn't count. Now you gotta
from,
find it.
from the back seat with my lap belt on, I didn't feel a fucking thing.
Oh yeah.
Like, we spun around, we were in the air, we landed, and I was like, drive it to my house. Like, it's right at the block. I was like, we gotta go.
That was gravy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. I tell people if they really want a fun ride, they need to hop in the back seat of a drift car. Yeah. Usually you feel more
You ever
G-forces
sat in
back
the
there.
back seat of a drift car?
Yeah.
Yeah?
A couple 240s. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. They're really fun. Yeah. RX-7s, but you can't really count that as a back seat. That is the most stupidest back seat.
Yeah.
That's an
Yeah.
insurance fraud thing right
See,
there.
they got smart with the 350Zs, and they're just like, nope. They just put the plastic
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
and they
yeah.
actually made
Well,
it
no,
like
I really
storage.
think that was a insurance thing that they did with FCs. They like put these
no,
little
it's
back seats
I
back
think
there.
it's to fit in a category.
Yeah. You're in a certain category,
I think-
which puts you in an insurance category.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all
Yeah,
about
there's
category.
like a weight thing. There's a windshield thing. There's all
Yeah.
kinds of stupid
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, way
Next.
off track.
Next.
Moving on.
There's avocados on my
Well, I do
screen.
know that Dean wins or loses that battle, so he's screwed. He's
So,
pissed.
which one
Hibashi's
is
gets the win.
this one.
Oh, here's
Oh,
me.
that's the
You.
shoot. There
This
comes
is
Castro
Jeffrey.
into that first
Not much
outside
really to
zone.
say here, other than me
Castro
and this
feeling
dude were
all
both
that Jeff
freaking
Jones
ripping.
Tracking him down.
I think it could have gone
Got a lot of fans here in the
either
building.
way.
Finds
If I were to
flat Jeff
honestly
Jones.
say
Look at- finds that great
how I felt about it,
proximity, big drift energy.
maybe I should have won the first
And the
one, but I think he
energy,
should have won the
innovations,
second
now
one, so I'm not
transition that
against it.
last outside
We
zone,
did
here comes
go
the
one more
LTH
time, and I think we
Mobile
both
1 GR86.
dropped air pressure
Castro,
1
tell
or
you
maybe
what,
2 psi.
very minimal corrections.
He was,
Those
just,
white wheels
he was freaking
standing
ripping,
out
and I
on
was
both
ripping,
the
man.
vehicles.
Yeah.
And
Two
that's gonna
good
show
battles.
Castro's a wild card.
One more
minimal
time
corrections
was
or how
very
aggressive the
warranted.
corrections. Not
Yeah.
the case for
Um,
Castro.
we were both doing
as we were speaking
good at the
earlier,
opposite
you
thing.
never know who's gonna take the win.
Yeah. I really tucked it on
That's
him
a
there.
Nice dive.
Yeah, I thought I was going to hit his ass
That was
for
a
sure.
nice dive.
Yep. We're both faster in different areas.
Yeah.
I was being very smart about getting into the zone behind
that's
him,
what I was looking
as
at.
opposed to like
Your
how a
fault.
lot of guys
You're-
were not.
Yeah, you're not chopping the line at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was more consistent on my chase, but he was more diving, and I think that they went with the more diving. I think that's what looked more
Daigo dive.
exciting. The Daigo
Yeah,
dive, yeah.
yeah.
And you got to think about where the judges are, right? So their first-hand look at it, they're way back there in that
Yeah.
tower. Look at how that zone is. I got that zone pretty
You
good.
got that going.
Didn't get
perfect.
the angle as good as I'd like to in there.
No.
But I feel the zone really good, and he's late into it. That's why it's tit for tat on what was better. You can see he's got better proximity, but he's not in the zone.
Yeah, he's definitely chopping the line.
Yeah.
there. You
See,
could
he's like right on my door. He actually hit me right there.
What
But
a
his
jerk.
back tire's not in the zone.
Yeah.
So it was just really tit for tat on how you'd go. And, you know, me and my spotter, Matt Perkins, we were both just like, this can go another one more time. But we were thinking they just felt like pressed. They needed to move on.
Let's watch the one
Flip a
more
coin.
time.
Flip
So
a coin
now
and go.
2023,
More time.
the
Uno
level
mas.
of driving and the builds are
Yeah, I
insane.
definitely
Every
like
time
made
Castro,
sure to get it
Jeff
behind him in
Jones
this
celebrates
turn.
20 years of Formula Drift
Get the
as
transition
Anderson,
right.
the DR driver,
Another good dive. Damn, son.
all of that zone. We talked about it on his
Boy, be
first run.
diving.
Yeah, this was probably my best run of the entire year, to be honest, as far as chase and what I was doing.
Watch, LTH, GR86, right
Yep.
into it, but
Yep.
Jeff Jones
Timid transition to
swept
take the wide line.
And you know what I felt a little bad about right there at the end? I could have definitely like pushed him in, pushed his door.
Yeah.
But just what me and you were talking about
That
a
can-
few minutes
that
ago,
can bite you.
I was right there and I was like, should I push?
Yeah.
No, I'll just stay right here, perfectly where I'm at,
Yeah.
a few inches away.
Yeah.
And, you know, you think they reward that, but when we flip it, he pushes me, and I think they rewarded that. You know, just more aggressive.
Yeah.
Is what it is.
That can bite you because Ben tried to push me in the final section there.
Yep,
He
yep,
caught my
yep.
tire. and
Exactly.
spun me.
You know, you never know.
Yeah.
Your tire grips up, it cuts
That-
traction, you over
That was
rotate.
definitely the battle to beat that
Yeah.
weekend because Ben was on fire.
As well. But yeah, it's exciting stuff because both the drivers.
I like this
you know,
drone
bettering
view that they
themselves
start
from
out
their,
with. This
before
top
their
down.
one
Yep,
more time
yep.
battle, and now we're gonna see Jeff.
Right, so you're really scrutinizing just the finite
Come on,
details,
Jeffrey.
but they refined their runs and really trying not to leave it in the judges' hands. And
Can I call you Jeffrey?
No,
Is that
only when
okay?
I'm in trouble when my mama
Oh,
calls me
she
that.
calls you Jeffrey.
Yep, right on that line again.
Yep.
Let's see, he's on the inside.
Yep.
Transitioning, bang
He
right to
was-
the door, or just that, again, that
He's
Yes.
sacrificing more line
Yeah,
to
yeah.
stay where he is. You
Yep,
weren't.
yep.
And Jeff Jones filling
And
all
your
that
dive
second
was more
outside zone.
aggressive.
Castro
Yeah, but he's got the
slowly
proximity
He's
on
got
me.
good
He's
proximity.
got
to your
good,
dive.
like his freaking headlights right in my door, and right here, boops
Yeah.
me. Boop.
And Castro, I mean,
And so, you know, you always ask in the driver's meeting, what's more important, follow the line or proximity? I think proximity won this one.
Yep. I think so too. I think proximity's always gonna win in Jersey. I think they expect that.
I wouldn't think so, though, because you know how hard as a driver it is to keep your car on the same line as the lead driver. We were taking out air pressure like crazy and took in toe out so that we weren't pushing in. This track is so slow.
Yeah.
I think we were running around like 15 psi, which is like starting air pressure. It's
Yep.
pretty high.
Yep. This track is the equalizer, man. It doesn't really matter what you bring. I mean, I was able to keep up okay with Pro 1 cars at Riverside Drift and on a 255 compared to a 295 or
Also,
whatever it
I think we were, or I was at least like, run up full throttle, right here probably full throttle. The rest of the track probably floating around 70% throttle. It's just not the type of track that you can go full floored.
was. No, yeah. Yeah, I remember Westy, like he was looking at the throttle logs or whatever. Forrest pulled him up and he's like, bro, what's wrong with you? You're freaking on and off and this and that. And I'm like, that's just how the track is.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
There's no place to just
You can-
lay it down.
You can
know?
add a shit ton more grip,
Yeah.
but then in your chase, it's going to push you forward. You're not going to be able to be on the right line, or you're left with braking like crazy to stay out. Hey, our first ad.
We got it. Stephen Kwan. Sorry.
Ongoing energy access.
Good
is
job.
essential.
Sorry, Stephen. We're just going to apologize directly to him
So
now.
pissed.
He's so mad at us for that.
What's his Discord name?
I don't know. But
we have
we owe
to
that guy a
see, you know,
cheeseburger or something. And I was going to download the ad blocker before this one, and we just spent too much time looking at clips. Now it's a thing. Now it should
Now
just
it's
be
a
a thing.
thing.
Now it
It's
should
a
just be a
thing.
thing.
Yeah, see, that's
Yeah.
he just did that to my door.
You're supposed to be
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that was clean. I just put that sticker on. Evil Auto Works. Thank those guys.
supposed to do. That's why I
I don't
made
know
the
how I
box.
can afford this without them.
Or when I was somewhere,
All the boys on there, right?
really
Yeah.
decisive of
All the boys on there.
when
Yep,
it comes
yep.
down to judging on
Yep. And it's been cool to see you stepping it up over the years. Bigger trailer, you got the tent.
Yeah, they helped me to buy that whole awning.
Yeah,
But
no,
man, what a bitch to set that thing
know.
up.
I told you about the one that I'm trying to design, right? That's less of a bitch to set up. I'm
It's-
still gonna have quite a bit of tubes in the trailer, but I'm gonna have, I think, 3 or 4 less than you.
Yeah.
I think that's my because it's gonna
Oh,
telescope
it's
off
tough.
the top, basically. You know.
Again, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, I'd love to see some fans break this rundown on what you feel like. Because honestly, again, I truly think this could have gone either time,
So
left
the
or
line
right.
sacrifice.
Yeah,
Look
look
where
at that. Not on the line at all. See him pushing me though, right?
And he made that sacrifice to get there.
Yep.
Like
yep,
he had to sacrifice to make that happen.
So I truly think that I did the more technical thing, which was keeping the car on the line.
Yeah.
And that's what's harder to do, but that might not be what's cooler to do,
Side by side.
right?
A little bit behind
He
right
definitely
there.
put it in my door, and that's what looks cooler. So it's what you're looking for as a spectator. What's
But
cooler.
look at your line compared to his.
Looked like he was
He's still not in the zone. You're getting at least one tire in the zone throughout the entire zone, and he's just starting to get a tire in it now. But he does have better proximity.
Oh yeah. But that's the difference of like what
Yeah.
you're doing.
Castro looks
Yeah.
like he's on the same
Yeah, every chase lap that I did, I was like, make sure to focus on their back tire instead of their door or front tire, which is what probably where I normally look.
So
But this particular track, the radius is just so small.
check out left side of the screen where you're positioned right there, right?
Yep.
Watch where Castro's about to be
Yep, the
positioned.
dive.
You're in the same spot as you just were over there, and he's not in the zone at all.
right
But I mean,
here.
I guess proximity.
Jones doesn't look like
outweighs.
he went all the way to the outside.
And you know, I hate to say it, I do love Robbie Nishida. He's a cool guy, but if you listen to him, what he's saying, he is saying the opposite of what I'm doing. Yeah, but whatever. Let's move on.
Okay, enough of that.
Here we
spicy.
go.
We're getting
Spicy.
spicy now. Okay.
Daniel
Depends
Stoop
what-
versus Chelsea
So,
Denofa. Put your
if-
shit on the trailer.
In case you've been living in a closet for the past month or so, there was a big ordeal after this battle. Should
Slightly.
we watch the battle and talk about the
Yeah,
ordeal?
send it.
Send
Send
All
it.
right,
RTR
let's
Spec
send the
5
battle,
FD.
and we'll
Daniel
talk about
Stuckey, I'm
what
telling you
happened
what.
after. Because
He has been driving very fiercely.
Chelsea had a
He's been
few
driving
words with
really,
old
really
Stuckey
well.
over there,
Casey
and
Coulthard put it down. Unfortunately,
I'm-
didn't advance on.
I was like
podium,
on the
but
fence
still some
with
great
this
driving
whole
from
scenario
his
until
MSMAC teammate.
I sort of
That's another,
saw your
driver
opinion
that
on it,
I've been
where
watching
the
this
judges
year, too.
should have made the decision for him. The only reason why a protest
He knows what he's
exists is
doing,
because the
very
judges didn't do
wild,
their
and,
job.
Yep.
he does
You
have,
know?
the
Factor.
factor.
Judges missed
Yeah.
something that's
gonna be a good
Yeah.
battle because
black
So
and
if
white.
it is a valid black and white protest and
Yep.
it's honored, I mean,
Right on, right
the
on,
judges
right.
didn't do something they were
Lot
supposed to do,
cooler if you did.
essentially. So this is a weird one because you have the panel coming off.
All right, here we go. Sending
Um,
run one. And look at this.
You have the
Daniel
judges
Stuckey gets the
basically
clean air
ignoring
first
it,
qualifying
and
sixth
then you have
compared to
Stuckey come
Chelsea
back
Evans
and say, hey, this is against the
27th.
rules.
All right,
You have a
here we go. Daniel
latchable
Stuckey.
item
Yeah.
opening.
He's got
Already.
some confidence in his corner. With those Vitor tires. Oh, boy. And look at that. Denofa throws it in aggressively as well. All right, here we go. Oh, Stuckey, he gets into the dirt now. He shreds that back bumper. Chelsea Nova bouncing. Little lip of flapping. Looks like he's curling his lip.
And if you ignore the run, Chelsea's doing what he needs to do. Stuckey's making a lot of mistakes up front.
Looks like he is
You know?
fighting, man. He
The only
is
thing
just
I saw from
But
Chelsea
that
didn't.
hood is bouncing like crazy.
Yep.
And someone had said, forget who said it, and then I just rewrote it. Had this been Irwindale or Utah, that hood's freaking ripping up. Right? This is a freaking 35, 45 mile an hour track.
Yeah, another
If he was doing his 113 mile an hour entry, what's that hood doing?
Another controversial part of this is the fact that the FD guys tried to secure the hood.
Yeah, that's where
So
it gets really.
So that kind of part is a little weird because obviously, like, you know, the trained guys that are working for the team probably do a better job at it. So let's
It
say
needs a freaking hood pin, not a zip tie. We've all tried putting zip ties on our hood
Yeah.
pins. It doesn't work.
But let's just say, for argument's sake, that the FD guys couldn't get it latched, and it's sort of their fault, essentially. So is that why they did the rerun? Because like the rerun part is the part that I don't understand. Because like if you were allowed to rerun, why didn't they rerun you in Forsberg and Seattle a couple of years ago?
They rewrote the rule.
Oh.
Yeah.
Since then?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So what is that specifically?
The rule, I can't say that it was rewritten because of me,
Mm-hmm.
because of anyone else. I don't know why the rule got rewritten. But this year,
Mm-hmm.
we have four judges.
Okay.
And the fourth judge, right, we only have three at a time. The fourth
Yep.
judge becomes a rotating
Yep.
panel
Yep.
with the driver's steward,
Mm-hmm.
Sean Adriano, who we had on the show. Which episode was that? Who knows? Anyways, fact check.
I'll find
See if
out.
you can comment below before Andy figures it out. Anyhow, one of the judges becomes a driver steward for the day. So whoever it was this day, what it is they are allowed to,
7.
in a
Episode
way,
7.
episode 7,
Yes.
in a way, supersede the judge's call.
The stewards?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They are allowed to look at the rule and go, hey, this is what's more fair for the spirit of the rule.
Mm-hmm.
And so they looked at it and went, okay, well, obviously it didn't bother you in your lead run, but possibly it bothered you in your chase run.
Yeah.
So we'll rerun it, just rerunning the chase run only, is what they did, which I honestly think is a valid thing to do.
Okay.
It's just weird that none of us knew that could happen
Yeah.
until this happened, right? And then they rewrote the rule day of, like just reiterating the rule of essentially this is how this works, kind of a thing, right? They just re-explained it to us.
Did they change the rule shortly after the Seattle incident with you?
No, not at all.
Not at all?
No,
Okay,
no,
so
no,
this
no.
was
They,
like
they held their ground with me in Seattle, and were completely like, oh, yeah, you're fucked.
Yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah.
Yeah, and then this year, they're like, all right, if some weird stuff happens, these guys can protest and figure out the best way through it, which I honestly
one,
like that rule.
I see the point with the Seattle one because you did literally throw the bumper at him. You know?
No, but they didn't care about the bumper. No one
Yeah,
cared about
really?
the bumper.
Really?
No, the bumper's not a thing. We
was
can
just the
throw
hatch.
bumpers at each other all day long.
It's just the hatch.
It's the hatch. Yeah, it's the hatch opening. We can throw bumpers.
But like, how distracting is that?
It's distracting for that quick.
When it opens,
Second.
you're like, oh shit. You know?
The hatch. No, I don't give a fuck about a hatch. When a bumper's getting thrown at your window.
Yeah.
Like me and Simon Olsen, his bumper hit my car. In Long Beach. I like saw him hit the wall, watched his bumper rip off, go under my car, and I kept going. And I told Sean about it. He's like, "There's no fucking way you saw that." I'm like, "Dude, come on, we're right there." I'm watching his back car squish into the wall. I watched it all happen. Told
Yeah.
my spotter about it before I even heard the call. But I mean, that's just fractional of a second. Some things that happen. So anyway, let's watch this run. Stukey's pissed off.
They're pressuring himself.
This is before the protest.
This is before the protest,
Chelsea,
right?
comes into this
So
round
this is
competition
just-
second in points.
This is where it comes to when you're in competitive driving, Formula D. All the rules are on an advertisement. Did that girl have one arm?
Steven.
She's missing an arm.
Is she?
She's got this though.
Oh, she does.
Is that a Power Glove? That was a
looked like
Nintendo Power
It
Glove.
looked like a Nintendo Power Glove.
But this is a Walmart commercial?
You ever seen the movie called The Wizard?
Do they sell Power Gloves at Walmart now?
There's a movie called The Wizard.
Are you trying to bust in some Drift Wizard stuff?
No,
right now?
no. This is actually an awesome movie from the '80s, and it's about
Alright.
a kid that like owns up on video games.
Oh, yeah, I've seen The Wizard.
And
Yeah,
then-
yeah,
then
yeah,
the-
yeah.
then the guy comes out, the cool guy with the power glove, and like
Uh-huh,
shows him what's
uh-huh.
up. Like that's a great movie.
That is a great movie.
It's with what's his name from the Wonder Years.
Yep.
Yeah, great fucking movie.
Great movie. Freaking Walmart commercial. Okay. Oh, what are you buying? Shampoo? What was that, bro?
No, I'm assuming
not.
it was shampoo commercial.
I'm definitely
Stuckey
not.
getting left in that middle
So,
center slow.
honestly,
And feeling
man,
that second
them
outside zone is
protesting
just
this.
What they wanted to rerun.
execution there.
Yeah, this is what they
Again,
want to
that
rerun.
flat, but not affecting him. Stuckey
again,
does get to his side.
Rest
Again,
of the
not
world,
mitigates
Chelsea
the
and
exact
Enofa going
angle,
to call
but
it a bitch
Chelsea
move on
really
him
well
to
done there.
protest that.
Precision on that final
Freaking
outside
rules are the
zone.
rules.
So
Yeah.
unfortunately,
It's-
Stuckey comes out
Unfortunately, yeah.
swinging just.
I'm not
swung
mad
and
at them
swung for the
protesting it.
fences.
I'm really not.
Unfortunately,
It's a
Sarah
bitch
maybe
move to protest that, but at the same time,
What's your view on the judges not calling it though?
that's what I've
My
been upset
question.
about. How
Yeah.
did the judges
Yeah.
and the track steward, whoever,
Yeah.
Jared Yen doesn't say it once, I don't
Yeah,
think, right?
yeah.
He's not like, oh, that's a 0, his hood's flopping.
Yeah.
And then the whole controversial thing happened afterwards because they had to play their card and say, hey, your hood's flopping.
Mm-hmm.
And Chelsea had to say, you're a bitch move for doing that. And then
Yeah.
all that stuff happened.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I just,
And
I wish
the
they'd,
internet tore Stuckey apart.
Internet
basically.
tore Stuckey apart.
Poor fella.
Yeah, all that just sucks.
And it's like it's a fault of the judges. It's literally the judges' fault. And then at no point did Chelsea or FD kind of own up and say, like, hey, this isn't his fault.
Mm-hmm.
That would have been the cool thing to do. To say, like,
the after fact would have been the cool thing to do.
That would have been
say,
the cool thing to do.
This
Say,
probably
like,
should have happened.
hey, this probably shouldn't have happened. I'm sorry it happened.
At the same time,
it
I
is
could
the
see
rules.
why the judges maybe thought it's not that big of a deal. It's not fully open.
Yep.
They're both getting through this. They're professionals.
Yep.
I would. I mean, if it were hot pit, I would have been like, dude, there's no way that distracted you that much. You're fine.
The other question is had Stuckey won, would he have protested?
Why would you win if you You wouldn't protest if you won.
I know, but technically, there was a problem there.
There was a problem there.
And well, even more, could Chelsea have protested and had a rerun?
That's just weird.
Right?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's still, though, the judges didn't do their diligence to call out what was happening on track and call out that is a violation of the rules.
I mean, again, there's two parts to this.
Yeah.
There is Formula D has very black and white rules, which is sometimes a very good thing.
Yep.
But I do like, in the past, Chelsea should have just straight up lost.
Yep.
No doubt about it because of the black and white rule. But now we have this new rule.
The gray area.
The gray area rule, which I like the gray area rule, that they're going to say, hey, man, there's no way that bugged you when you were leading. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's rerun this portion of it.
Yeah.
And let the better man just win it fair and square. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like that.
Yep.
The black and white stuff on some of these things opening up, not that big of a deal. Who lost? Was it Rome or somebody? His door opened up for a second and then reclosed? I don't know. There's just some simple rules that I think are dumb.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, moving on.
Next.
We've got like 15 of these things to get through. So
We've gotten through
we've got
5.
two. We've got freaking
So we're gonna
Jersey,
watch
St. Louis,
Adam
Riverside, Hot Pit.
Yeah.
We got a
Wait,
lot
both
to
are
get through.
driving. It's
Now
a
we got
rental.
Mr. LZ, Mr. the freaking internet thought he was going to suck ass and not be able to compete like a pro.
So this is the first run. So this
First run.
warranted it one more time.
I don't know. Adam was
keep that in
fucking
mind.
ripping it this weekend.
Yeah, he was.
Dude, those entries he
On
was
fire.
throwing. Like, he became one with that car. When you're throwing entries like that,
Mm-hmm.
your butt is full clenched into that seat,
Yeah.
and you've become one. Like Dean just automatically has that with anything. I bet he can do that with a bicycle. Yeah, he probably gets on a minivan and just rips it like crazy.
Forklift.
Yeah. Forklift,
Crazy
reverse
car.
entries. I do always forget who's driving which car, though.
They're a little too close, right?
Well, because wasn't LZ driving the AutoZone car last year? And now they've swapped.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
So I always forget who drives
Yeah.
what.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
you
yeah.
need to tell James and LZ to do on this second run. Right
Big
there
mistake
is
there
an
by
opportunity
LZ.
Yeah,
for
big
James
mistake
to
on
get
LZ
back
on that
in
part
the
right
chase.
there.
And
Let's
from
see
the
what
lead
Dean does
perspective,
up
you could
front
see that
here.
James was just on that second hash mark. Could have got into that zone a
More
little
big
bit
mistakes by
earlier,
LZ.
but
I mean,
overall,
it's
really,
not just
really
mistakes.
solid
They're just
there. And,
the car's
I mean,
gripped up, man. He
basically,
knows he's
just
trying to chase
showed
him.
cut it and
Yep.
say,
It's
pretty
pushing
much
him
need
forward.
100
Yep,
points
yep,
for
Probably
the
looking
run
too far in
to
front of that
keep going
thing.
to door. Because
And then
that's
following
how close
Mustangs on
these
this
battles
track's
are,
also
but
kind of
there's
tough because they're
enough
so damn
big
long.
mistakes.
You gotta like back up.
Yeah, you got to
It's like a limo. Wait for him to swing that ass all the way over, then tuck back in.
That's me every time following JZXs in the sim.
Everything's fine. I mean, this has just been
Like, I'm on his door, and then you got to wait
And you know what?
15
Everybody's
seconds
fighting
before you
for
can
it.
get back on the
Everybody
other
wants to
door
win.
and
That's
during
gonna be a
transition.
restart. So
Restart. Lame.
Restart.
Lame.
So lame. Why can't you guys just go when the light goes?
Like, what did they do?
It's not that hard.
It's not that bad. I don't think we should have restarts. I think restarts are
You're
lame.
looking at arguably the best drifter in the world and the guy who's about to beat the best drifter in the world, and they can't get off the line properly.
Yeah. Oh, look at that
Good
freaking!
Lord.
Send it, sucker!
Oh, this was the OMT. Never
yeah,
mind.
yeah.
Fuck yeah.
LZ phased his ass right there.
I
LZ phased him.
I could watch that
Full
so
phase.
many times.
Watch this.
Whoop.
Phased.
So from James's perspective, I watched his YouTube thing on this.
Uh-huh.
He was sleeping off the line, he said.
Yeah.
He just was like, kind of got flustered by the restart.
He was YouTubing.
And then that was his admission that he just didn't get off the line properly. And then after that, it was kind
was
of
probably
a wash.
YouTubing.
Probably, yeah. Hey, how's it going? I'm James. Oh,
Yeah.
shit. I got
He was filming it. He was filming it.
Yeah.
And then the YouTuber got him.
What were you saying about
Yeah.
stress? Look at Adam. I mean, look at this guy. You can almost see the
That smug look on his face. He's like, yeah, I just fucking killed this track.
Both his
He
cars.
fucking killed it.
Bumpers are done.
Yeah, I am very impressed with that man after this weekend.
No, that was a great weekend.
Yeah.
He's had some good runs. Me and him have battled.
So
I don't know if we battled once or twice, but we've had some good battles. We've had some good laps
From the
together.
drone though, like the angle and then the immediate throttle afterwards, like, and just setting at that angle, just boom, angle, throttle, bam.
That's 4 tires off.
Yeah,
Dean
that's
there.
great.
That was wild.
But here's the thing.
I'm yet to see Chelsea or Dean do that there.
Right?
No, Dean did that kind of on the first run previous
Yeah.
to this. It's not as gangster.
That was
pretty damn
just
gangster.
so aggressive.
Yeah, that was good.
That was just the ultimate aggression right there. Like, you want to see X Factor? Here you
Yeah,
go.
with the on throttle commitment.
Yep.
Goodness gracious.
way off.
What happened?
What
All
happened?
right, so again,
Yeah.
Patrick
Dean got
Healy,
he got phased.
All right, let's move on.
he is,
All right.
up
Moving
there.
on.
He's tapping the
Good
judge
job,
on
Adam.
the shoulder. Don't know exactly what happened.
Next. GoPro's still going
Oh,
strong.
Mr. Andy
Oh, we
Haley's
got
up.
Prospect.
Everything that you got.
We've moved on to Pro Spec here.
So, battle versus Blake.
Here we go. That entry
Could've gone
was
harder.
not as fire.
No, it's not.
It's
as
hard to
fire.
watch
The-
your
the one-
entry after watching that entry.
The
Don't
one I
watch
did
mine.
with Ben was pretty
Yeah,
fire.
you'll get there. You warm up to
But-
it.
Exactly what happened there, but now he does get to the door of Andy Haley now going past
He's
the
putting it
inside
up in you.
both of them
Yeah,
hitting it
yeah,
there.
yeah.
He's with you right there, but he's
Yeah.
missing that whole zone.
Well, he made a huge mistake in the.
Let's run it back. Let's
I think
take
we're
a look.
actually at.
Who
this-
is that?
I think this is the second run here,
Olsen?
not the first run. Yeah, Blake. Yeah.
Where did it go wrong for Blake?
Blake's got nice cars. I like his
So-
FC.
Switch back right here. He made a huge mistake.
Oh yeah, chucked
Yeah.
it way too
Yeah.
hard, boy.
And that's what.
He
what
freaking
sealed the
chucked
deal
her.
for us.
Yep. You know, it's like, did he chuck it too hard because the car was too loose, or did he chuck it too hard because the car was too gripped up?
I think the timing was off on that one. Either that, or he should have.
I just wonder if he had too much side bite, and then so his
Possibly, yeah.
springs were too loaded up,
Yeah.
and so when he went to transition, you know, just like a harder transition than maybe he was used to earlier.
Yeah.
No yawning. Cut it out. You're gonna make
There.
the whole audience yawn.
Sorry.
How many people yawned
Sorry.
just now?
Sorry about that.
Damn.
Yep.
Moving on.
I won. Yay.
Yay. Avocados.
Avocado recipes.
Avocados.
Uh-oh.
What's
I
this?
forgot to stop this one. Next. This is the
What we got
one.
here? This is the one?
Me versus Blake. This was the
Oh,
battle.
This is your chase.
The battle that was going to be tough. I mean, he qualified first every single round so far. He's been ripping.
You said Blake. Ben?
What's that? Yeah, Ben
Did that.
has qualified first every round so
Oh, he
far.
totally missed that zone right there.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
get into it now.
That's not what gave us the win, but I am curious if he didn't hit us, if the judges would have judged him heavily
You
for
are
that
not
one.
matching the angle.
Oh hell no! I didn't match angle
Yeah.
all day. This
I think you're
weekend.
struggling to keep up with that car. That thing's
That thing's
freaking fast.
Yeah.
The Audi mobiles.
Yeah, I
fast.
should have charged a lot harder on that one.
The Audi mobiles are just fast. Every one of them.
But you we beat Ben 3 times before, and he's beat us once, and every time he's beat himself. So, like with Ben, I mean, I shouldn't approach that probably at the final round like this, but I was approaching it like he's probably going to make a mistake
Yeah.
that will take him out, and that's what happened in the
Number
end.
one qualifier. You were hoping he's gonna take himself out. It's risky
mean,
biz. I got you though.
We battled him 3 times before, and he's done it 3 times in
Yeah.
a row. So you know,
He's just badass at
yeah,
qualifying.
yeah.
He's coming to Hot
And
Pit.
after this event, he was staying for Riverside or whatever, and
He's getting laps in,
I was
man.
making burgers, and I texted everybody that was there. He came over, and Rudy, and we're
Awesome.
making burgers, and he's hanging out, and he's like, "Man, Andy, I love you, but fuck you, man.
Yeah.
3 for 3, blah blah blah." And I
That's
was like,
good.
"You'll get me in St. Louis."
That's
man.
like me and
Sure
Simon
enough, he
Olsen
did.
right now.
Yeah, yeah.
We're 3 runs.
It's like
this
I love
year.
the guy.
Nice
but-
entry, buddy.
That's the snappy one.
That's the snappy one. You just watched Adam LZ do it a few times. You're like, let me see if I can do this.
This was before.
But dude,
Adam.
he
This
is
is
giving
before
you
Adam
the
LZ
beans
drove.
right now.
Oh, yeah.
Also, Adam watched you.
Yeah, he watched me.
Okay. Dude, he is giving you the beans. You gave him a good freaking lead, but he is up in your business. He got too wild. He
He
got
also,
too
I
wild.
gapped him going into that zone, and he was trying to gain it back.
I think he was already in there though. I
No,
think he pulled
wasn't.
a.
Watch the drone footage.
He wasn't already in there.
No, he was. I gapped him on the transition, and he was gaining it back that entire time until he basically hit me.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, it's perspective. I was gonna say from that one, it looked like he was already there, and he just needed to lift a
Oh wait, I'm
little
gonna watch
bit.
my gangster initiation from
Gangster,
up here.
gangster. That was good.
Could have had more angle. LZ had more angle.
I'd say LZ and got on throttle faster.
Yeah, yeah, he did.
But those cars you probably have to, you know, normally aspirated. He's killing it on the chase. Right here.
That's where I kind of gapped him
I
a
mean,
little
he
bit. and
should.
he's
Yeah,
like-
he should have just stayed back there.
Yeah, yeah, he should have.
I think he would have won had he not done that.
I mean, my lead was better, that's for sure, and his chase was better. So it is.
I feel like the
debatable.
judges were going on the chase, charging
Yeah.
run
Oh yeah,
now.
for sure more.
There's different tracks where you can say that it's all about the lead, and then
But
some where it's
also,
all
like,
about the chase.
me not being there as close to him in outer zone 2, is that because he cut the line?
Yeah,
Or
that's
is
that's
that-
an arguable
or
thing,
is
right?
that because I was
Sometimes
slow?
the judges are like heavy on that, and then your lead run will win it.
'Cause
Because that's how you won it in Orlando.
What's that?
Your lead runs.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
You just had like these awesome lead runs every
Oh, yeah.
time.
We didn't have any chase runs there because we were running out of fucking tire.
That's a tough one to swallow.
By switching back into outer zone 2 in Orlando, there was zero grip whatsoever.
And literally, you know, what was that? 5 feet from the finish line.
So,
that happened? That's
that's
a
them
big
apples.
blow. Ben Hobson, our number one
We beat
qualifier,
Ben for the
gets
third
second
time.
place in Atlanta,
And for the
going
third
out
time.
in
And then he beat me in St. Louis.
All right, who are we going up against now?
Oh, this is Cole.
Cole Richards.
All right, yes. Here we go.
Young
Haley
gun,
out front, qualified ninth, Cole Richards
first
qualified
season in
ninth.
FD, and he's killing it.
Haley out front.
Oh, he wins it, right?
Yeah,
Initiates in that
yeah.
first outside zone. Cole Richards drops into formation a little late, coming in.
I don't think your entry was as good on that one.
No, it wasn't. No. No.
Plan on taming it down, or was just
I believe right before the run with Ben, he was like, "You need to fucking throw down on this entry,
Yeah?
like
You knew he needed to
hardcore."
do it.
Yeah,
okay?
because my chase wasn't that great.
You're doing everything you need to do.
And
right
these
there.
boys, they're just eating my bumpers.
Yeah.
He just ate my bumper again.
Tempering the
Big
flame,
jerks.
you don't bash it. You've seen one
This
happen.
car,
Yeah, if anything,
that
they're
was
so limited to
from
judges.
what was it? Ron
Ron
Illingworth?
Eworth. Yep.
You know, I was gonna drive that car.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they called me one year. I forget how many years ago this was.
Mhm.
And it was right before SEMA or after SEMA, I forget. But they asked me to come to Vegas and check it out and see if I liked it. And I drove it actually over there to Forrest Wang's shop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, did some donuts in it. I think George K-pop owned it at the time. Not the car, but the place.
Yeah.
And
Just as interesting.
I don't know, that car was okay.
Yeah.
It was supercharged, a little weird. Like you'd push, as soon as you press the gas, if you didn't like get on it, it wanted to stall out. It seemed like the throttle body was like stuck. And I was like, I didn't have a supercharger at the time, so I was curious if like
That's
it was
what
just all the
superchargers
suction
did.
and it didn't want
Yeah.
to like open
Yeah.
up. It was really
Yeah.
weird. I don't know. I have never had a supercharged car after that do that. But yeah, I was almost gonna drive that car in like 2016. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We looked at making a program
That was
for
a
it.
while
It was
ago.
gonna cost way too damn much money.
My car's been sitting idle for a while.
Yep, for a long time. Cool guys though.
Thing had to be pretty new back then too.
Yeah, I think he like just built it.
So I'm doing a better job of following his line here.
Yeah,
that's
you
for
just
sure.
missed zone 1, but zone 2 doing really good.
And proximity is comparable. I mean, I'm there.
You're there. Not matching the angle from the
No,
chase run though.
no. But I felt like the needle could have swung in my favor there. Could have, possibly.
We need the back-to-back run.
Yeah. Side by side.
Side by side.
Exhale, kids. Exhale. Here
Yeah,
we go.
that was a good performance.
Yeah, they might have
Yeah,
yeah, you pretty hard
I
here.
pushed it on the entry.
Look at this transition here.
Oh, hey!
Battleships.
Battleship
I
and
like the ads for battleships.
that's a pretty good zoom camera they have on that
Yeah,
battleship.
right? Yeah, it's impressive.
But he's also sacrificing a lot more angle than Richards did in.
See, I'm sacrificing the angle, but I'm not sacrificing line.
There on the B pillar. Oh,
You had like one tire in the line. I forget what he had.
Yeah.
I need side by side. You got one tire there.
situation.
You could tell his car's faster.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
car
that thing was quick.
Subaru there. So here we go. Another
He is
take a look at it as we
boogie-oogieing.
get into outer zone 2. Haley continuing to sacrifice angle for that proximity. bouncing around there.
Dude, this
He's
track
getting
is
close.
bouncy, right?
Just
Yeah, it
couldn't
is.
quite close the door on it as they get
And the
really
pavement
close to
changes
center clip
don't
one.
make it
Good transition
that
here.
much fun either.
Very
It's
freaking
you don't really feel it in the dry, but man, in the wet, you certainly feel it. Do you drive it in the wet at all?
Yeah, right
Yeah.
after zone 2, at the end of zone 2,
Those
it
pavement
was starting
changes.
to pull the Long Beach thing with all the pavement on the ground.
Yep.
Not pavement on the ground.
The rubber on
all
the
the
grass.
rubber building
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
I
was
was-
starting to feel terrible. Here we go.
The only way I made that work was
Okay,
quite
you
second.
got proximity. All right, you both kind of made the same mistake there.
Yeah.
He's already got the proximity on you.
I'm definitely more in the zone behind him, but he's matching angle pretty
Yeah,
good.
he's matching angle and proximity. I
Yeah.
don't know if you're that much more in the zone.
He had better proximity on that transition before the transition. I had better proximity
There's little
after.
points here and there
Yeah.
that it's gonna be
This is a
really
real
hard to
tough one.
decide.
Yeah, it is. I can see
That
why
was
they did
an
OMT.
advantage to
Yeah,
one driver
for
because they
sure.
had these little bit mistakes.
Here we go.
There's an
Yeah.
OMT on this one?
Yeah.
You made me watch that whole thing. Skip it!
Skip it.
Damn it!
Watching. I would hope
Like,
so.
you know, and it's that close to call. Yeah, one more time.
How qualifies
You
Cole
legit have to
Richards.
sit here with a pen and paper and, like, pull points to really figure out a winner.
Yeah.
For 19 years young,
There's a good snap in. Let's go.
saw that just sweep
He's
right
got a
into
bobble
the
behind
outside
you.
zone. A different approach than
He's
we've
got
seen
good
from
line
Richards
now.
here.
Matching your
In that
angle,
second
proximity.
outside
Oh, but he's falling off.
zone. He's keeping it
Okay,
close.
your line's good. You're outside on the angle, but I like where he's at. He knows what he's doing.
Wow, look at that.
Transition on the same
See, this is where I
time.
messed up my transition. That's why
Yeah,
I
and
lost.
you didn't
I
get out
Yeah,
deep.
I didn't get out deep at all on that one. I kind
Yeah.
of forgot about that. Yeah, I missed that outer zone completely.
It's surprisingly hard to fill the early part of these zones.
Yeah.
A part of it is I think these walls are intimidating. You know, they really are to really get that zone where you want it to be.
Yeah. What I did with the second zone, and I was just trying to start it maybe 20 feet earlier than the zone started.
Yeah, that's what I was attempting to
Because
do.
there's like two ways to drive this track, where like you drive it like that, or you kind of shoot at the point at the wall where you're supposed to be close, and you kind of miss the first
Yeah.
20 feet of the
Yep,
zone,
yep,
and then you
yep.
get out there,
So again, Cole Richards
um,
compromising. You saw
which
it,
might
said,
actually be
okay,
faster, but
came up
you're
short,
sacrificing
come up
that
short
zone.
as well, and I think that favored Cole
I just
Richards
noticed
in
that GoPro
instance
still working.
because of
Yeah,
he
it's
wasn't
impressive,
close
right?
to him.
It's not even plugged in.
It turned off like twice, but now that you
When it was
unplugged
plugged in, it turned off.
Does
like,
it work better when they're not plugged in?
Maybe
There
so.
you go. Hold on. Homie's diving in. Entry's okay. Had like a step to
Yeah, it was a weird little step
initiation.
there.
Your angle's kind of low, but you're following them. I like the line on both of them. You both got good line on throttle.
Cole Richards.
And you look at this.
Damn,
view.
their proximity's right there on point. You're
Yeah.
falling off on angle, but there it is.
Yep.
And he's got the line on the outside though.
Yeah.
Man, you're following him good.
Yep. If we would have filled that zone, maybe.
God
maybe
damn
we
it.
would have had it.
I know.
I fucked it up.
But I mean, he might have chased you right with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a tit for tat battle again.
Yeah, I could definitely see what. I mean, that's a big mistake in the lead, missing
Right.
that zone.
And you're not really on his ass on entry right there. That's
Now
another
again,
problem.
yeah, I'm not charging as hard as I should.
But this
be.
is impressive.
This
This is good. Need to back it up just a little bit, but the proximity's there.
Yeah, and I keep kind of like I'm matching angle, and then I'm
See,
not, and
he
then I'm
got that
matching
zone
angle, and then
real
I'm not.
good.
Yeah, he
Yeah, he
did.
crushed that zone.
Yep. His spotter probably told him, "Hey, just crush that final zone. You're
Yeah.
probably good."
Don't miss the zone.
Yeah, and they were right.
So what did you get in this one?
What's that?
You got third place?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, this was the top 4 battle, and I believe all the top qualifiers went out early. So yeah, we took third. Not bad.
Awesome. Congrats. Congrats.
Another carbon.
Another carbons.
Carbon fiber. Carbon fiber.
All right, let's move on.
Carbon
We know what
fever.
happens here. Avocados.
You don't want to watch the podium
Stuffed
ceremony
and
where
smothered.
I get my podium and stuff?
You want everyone to watch your podium? Rewatch.
All right, we got the Xandera battle,
Okay.
as requested by you.
Yep. We can watch this one later if you want to talk about. Here, let's watch this one later.
Okay.
Pause it. This is a difference of opinion about judging things. Maybe grab it and take it all the way to the end.
Okay, we have Riverside Drift here.
Yep.
So, this one was controversial.
Okay, so this is the week later. You stayed for the Riverside 50K.
Yep.
Sponsored by Link ECU. Who are
Yep.
those guys?
I have no idea. Never
All
met them
right,
before.
so this is the Final Four battle. This
yeah.
is for third place.
This is battle for third place. Yes.
Yep.
Yes, between me and Alec Robbins, and
And Alec was the number 1 qualifier of this event, right?
I believe. Oh, I think Nick was.
I thought Alec was.
Maybe he was.
Maybe he was.
I don't know.
And he's running big boy tires?
Yeah, he's a 295.
And you're running little boy tires?
Yeah, 255. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, cool.
So.
Give her the send. Let's watch the run.
I mean,
no opinions. Let's watch the run.
I did my.
No opinions.
Okay.
Let's see what you're doing.
What am I doing?
We need more views, man. Drifting always looks more impressive
have the
when
other
you're just
view.
on the ground.
We
view.
can pull up the other view.
We'll
right
have to bring
after
up more.
So, that's. Lead
Hold on.
run. Hold on.
Oh.
I want to show you the other view of the lead run.
Okay.
We can watch these
Love to
together.
see it. All right,
So
we're
this is
going to
their
flip them
actual
around.
live
stream. Yes.
Haley
That
will
was
lead
daily
and
driven
Robbins
media?
will chase.
Yeah, that
Haley
was daily
joining us from
driven.
Formula
Yeah,
Driven
he's a cool
Pass
guy.
Weekend.
Here we go. You sending it in.
Oh wait, no, this is the second.
What?
lap, actually?
What is happening here, bud?
I'm not at the right time there.
What are we trying to watch?
There we go.
Okay, this is the chase.
Yes. So
All
he
right.
came off
Hold
OZ1.
on, let's back it up. Let's back
super
it up.
early
Let's
there.
back it up. Hold on. I think you're gonna try to persuade the audience.
Okay.
Let's watch it. I'll call it like I
You-
see
you
it.
call it
I'll
like you
call it
see
like
it.
I see it.
You tell
All
me
right.
what to do. You want to man the controls?
No. What is it? Just spacebar?
Spacebar and then arrows to go
All right.
back and forward.
No, we'll just call it like we see it. All right, we'll go back one here, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're coming in.
I'm out of the
We're full
conversation.
send. He's got a step in initiation. You're out of the zone. He had one tire in it. He's on throttle, right? You both are going into outer zone 2. You got a small bobble behind him. I think maybe you got your back tire on there, but you're floating with him. Whoa, good proximity here. Transitions on point. You're both mid in that zone. Maybe he was a little bit deeper.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that. Maybe a little 50-50 on what was happening there.
So I want you to see where he's coming off OZ1.
Yep.
Just take note of that.
Take a note of that. He's pushing in hard real quick.
So
Again, you're trying to persuade us.
back to daily driver.
He's trying
No,
to
I'm not.
persuade
No,
us.
I'm not. I'm
He's
not.
trying to
I'm not at all.
persuade us.
Okay, so this is the lead run.
This is your now lead run. Good send. Good drive in. Something's flying around.
Yeah, he hit me right there.
Yep. He's lost proximity. Looks like he's on the inside. Did he bump you there?
Yep.
Are you getting hit?
Bumps me twice. Yeah.
He's crushing you. He's pushing you through. He's saying, hey, slow boy, get out the way.
Didn't fill that zone as I should.
No, you didn't.
No.
Man, he hit you like 15 times through there.
Yep. So.
Could you feel all those hits?
Yeah.
Did you put your hand out the window like, stop?
No. But again, I feel like the judges need to be judging those as a mistake and not as.
Yeah, I really
he's
think when
crushing
the chase driver's hitting you, it's a mistake
Yeah.
more than it's.
Yeah.
It looks
So-
badass, but it's more of a mistake.
Look how much I am in the zone.
Yeah, fully in the zone.
To the end.
Yep. He completely flies off to the inside of the track.
Mm-hmm.
Now is finally catching back up. He's weeble wobbling behind you. You can't really see him hitting you as much right there.
No.
That view doesn't look like he's hitting you.
But I kind of got him on that
You
transition
got good transition. You gap him. Man, the perspective is entirely different when you watch
too.
that.
Like it should have been at least one more time.
So when you watch, let's see, is there a replay?
Yeah, it'll come up right now, I think.
When you watch his entry
Yeah,
behind
there it
you,
goes. Oh, side by side.
on the daily driven, you don't see that big mistake where he hits you in the back end and then falls off,
No.
right?
But you know where
Like
you see
where
that.
he's at right now. That's a huge mistake.
Yeah, it's major mistake.
Yeah.
And then we have
This is perspective.
this footage here. Can I make this bigger? How do I make this full screen? Is that full screen? No.
No. I think you just got top.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Okay, so this is the view from
His ass cannon.
the back of my car during that battle.
Yep. Full send. On throttle.
Bam!
Bam! Smashed you.
Yep. I mean, was I off throttle too long there? Is my question.
Yeah. Do you think that you were off? You're. Okay. Why are your brake lights on? Are you already left foot braking and on throttle?
I probably did a little mini left foot at the beginning.
Or are
of
you
the zone.
slowing? See, the fact that your brake lights are on. No, I don't think that you took too long to get on throttle. You can't actually see. Can I push the left on this?
Yep.
Did that work? I don't
Yep.
think that works that way.
It works a little slower.
So you don't see smoke, right? But
Yep.
right here you see brake lights.
Yeah.
So I doubt that you're braking so you don't fly off the zone. Well, see, now you're seeing smoke.
Yeah, I'm left-footing.
Yeah, you're left foot braking
Yeah.
already, so you're on throttle. You're on point.
Off the brakes.
Bam!
Hit.
I think he just came in too hot.
Mm-hmm. Same.
Yeah,
Same.
yeah.
Or maybe he didn't expect me to slow down that quickly because I had the 255s or something. He's expecting me to be
No,
slower.
he would slow down faster than you.
Yeah, it's true.
He's got all the side bite.
Yeah.
But wait, isn't he on a 285, 35? What's he on? Oh, he's on a Kenda.
Kenda, I'm not sure what size they have for him.
All right.
But he said they're not as good as the rest of the field.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
I don't know the side bite of the Kendas. I thought he was on the Vitors or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe the side bite's not as good. Hard to say.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean,
let's watch that side by side.
oh,
Where's that at? How do you get back to that side by side? Because every different camera angle you look at, it's like you don't see his mistake on entry
yeah.
on the FPV drone.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you watch Daily Driven's thing, you can see him hitting you, and this one you don't see him hitting you.
Yeah.
And let's see your mistakes, right?
So from the judge's perspective, I think that they thought that I slowed and he transitioned and just sort of ripped my bumper off during transition because you really don't see the hit, right?
No.
And to be perfectly honest, I didn't feel the hit at all. He didn't push me wide. I think he only pushed me forward. You know? Like, I didn't know about all that damage until I came back, but I mean, my bash bar was bent 45 degrees down, and, you know, the quarter panel was all
honestly,
ripped
it's
up.
the entire run, and I remember watching the run. At the time, I thought you got entirely boned.
Mm-hmm.
Watching the run right now from this perspective, the daily media perspective, and your perspective, the only thing we don't have is what the judges saw from their perspective, because they don't have.
They had just this.
Yeah, they have just
So-
this. This is all we have to go off
Yeah,
of.
yeah.
Well, they have their own eyes.
Yeah,
That's the only thing we don't have.
yeah.
I don't know. From all this footage, I think he got boned.
Yeah, I mean,
You
that
know?
was my consensus, yeah.
Fully got
You know.
boned. But I wish there was another perspective, or if you could pull your data log to see if you slowed. Oh, did that camera turn off?
Finally did.
Finally did. Turn that sucker back on. I mean, when you watch all the mistakes, assuming you didn't slow down too much.
Yeah. That battery's about to die. I'm going to switch this one.
So you got third in this one.
Yes. Oh, no, we got fourth.
You got four. Oh, yeah, because you
Yeah.
you would have gotten third.
Yeah, so this whole cult boned me out of,
Yeah.
out of not just a podium finish, but $3,000. Another
Yeah.
$3,000.
What's happening right here?
There was rubber caught in my header and it was smoking like crazy, so I got out to
Ah.
check it, and that's when they announced that Alec won, and I was like, what the fuck? Because my spotter was telling me, I was all excited. My spotter was like, yeah, you got it, like 100%, like there's no way, blah, 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 like you got it. And then they call Alec, and I was like, what? This is me getting on the radio with my spotter right now, like, yo,
You already said congratulations
protest,
to him because you're nice.
Protest, like do whatever you can to overturn this decision, because that I still disagree with it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's part of drifting. It's part of what it
judge
is.
sport, man. And who are the judges?
Reese Marin, Chris Knapp, and the other judge I don't recall.
I know Chris Knapp.
Yeah,
The other guy that you can't recall, I don't know him.
yeah, can't recall.
And
him
I don't
either.
know Reese Marin.
Yeah,
Maybe I do.
But I mean,
I don't think I do.
here's the judge's side of the argument would be that, like, I don't know. I've judged before. It's difficult.
It's very difficult. I judge
It's
all the
very
time.
difficult to absorb that much information in that short span of time and make a decision. That I totally respect. I just wish that they would have looked a little closer, maybe. That's it, I guess.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I could have used that other $3,000 and 3 podiums in a row would have been really nice. You know?
I mean, everyone can use more money. I don't think that
No.
is relevant to the situation.
No, but, you know,
That's,
sending off my press releases to all my sponsors saying we got 3 podiums in a row would be a lot better than saying we got 2 podiums in a row.
Yeah, but I don't think that really matters to the fact of the judging part of it. That's just you wanting more money.
No, I mean, not
versus-
money. It's essentially me wanting the recognition for what I earned. I earned 3rd place,
Yeah.
and I didn't get it. So that's what I'm upset about. Like, the money's the money. Like, we'll figure out how to make $3,000. I can go sell my Z right now for that. You know, like,
I hear you.
you know, like, but the recognition is what really pissed me off
what you
about
earned and what you should have
and,
gotten
and
from
we
that.
legitimately beat a Pro 1 driver on Pro 1 tires. That's what I felt, and that's what I kind of wanted, And
Yeah, I could vouch. I judged with Chris Knapp. That dude, me and him judged actually the 50K last year when I showed up.
Yeah.
They're like, "Hey, are you gonna drive?" And I was like, "I didn't plan on driving. I was literally cruising through and didn't know this event was happening,
Yeah.
or I did. I just didn't know it was on that weekend."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Well, you're here. You want to judge?" I
Put
was
you
like,
to
"Well,
work.
fuck it, I guess. Why
Put
not?"
you to work.
Yeah, free beer. Actually, I don't even know if they gave me free beer. I think I bought a bunch of beer.
They better have.
I
They
don't
owe you
know.
beer now.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they gave me something at some point. I mean, they're a good group of guys.
No, they are good people
But
for sure.
yeah, the judging thing, it's like you got to have some good, respectable judges for that amount of money.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. With that
That's,
much money on the line, that's the thing
That's like a
is-
Formula D event because it's that much respect, reputation, what's going to happen, and or just that much money. You know, you got drivers coming out on full Pro 1 tires, and you're wanting to win X amount of money. So if you're going to put that amount of money on the line, I think you got to put that much responsibility on the judges. So
It would have felt so good to take third and see all those
It'd be-
cars behind me on 285s. Because, like, Dirk Stratton
That's
showed
funny.
up, Rome
Yeah.
showed like, there was a lot of big tire cars.
Oh,
there,
didn't
you know?
LZ wrecked on this one?
LZ wrecked,
but he was in
yeah.
a different car.
He was on 315s, though.
315s.
There was a
Damn.
little bit of argument with that because they stated that I believe that the rule
That happened last year. The rule
was
was
like 275 or
they
285 or
changed the
something
rule.
like that.
I heard
And then
that.
he
I heard
shows
that.
up and he's like, "Oh, I got 315."
I didn't even know that was the rule last
And
year
then
until after I left.
during the drivers' meeting, someone brought it up, and then Alec Robbins like brought it up, and he's like, "Yo, that's not really fair, this and that." And then like Adam like full like sparked up, shut him down. He's like, "Let me finish. If anybody else wants to run on 315s, I got an extra set of wheels. You can battle me on 315s." And it's like, well, are you going to give me 20 of those so I can practice on them? Because if you just give me to them for battle, I'm not going to know how to drive on those 315s. So it's like the compromise that he threw out there it just didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, okay, well, yeah, here, drive on 315s next to me. It's like, all right, I've been driving on 255s for the past 4 years. Like,
Yeah,
I
that'd
have
be a big
no
jump.
idea what my car is going to do with this. And not only that, like, it probably needs a completely different setup. I probably have to raise my ride height.
You sound very passionate right now.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying that
I know.
in all realism, like, that tire probably
not gonna work.
It probably wouldn't fit under my
It'd be
car
more
right
like,
now.
hey, I'll give you a set of 255s.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Like, hey, why don't you, here's a set of 255s and run on those. And if that's not the same thing, then,
Yeah.
then why would you agree to that? You
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
So there was some issues there, but I mean, he ultimately crashed out, so it wasn't a big
Didn't matter.
ordeal.
You know, you said that maybe it wouldn't even fit in Texas, like,
Yeah.
I don't know how many years ago. I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Nitto was actually talking to me about being on their team, and they were going to have me run a few sets of tires during practice. I took 4 tires, got them mounted, went to put them on the car,
Didn't fit.
went to lower the car, didn't fit.
Just
Like, dude, as
right on
wide as my 370Z already is,
Oh,
75 mil spacers,
the tires were too wide.
too wide.
Oh, okay. I thought they'd
It
be
was
too
hitting
tall.
everything. No,
Yeah.
yeah, too tall. I was gonna have to raise the car,
Yeah.
take off the spacers, like bury them in there. Just I mean, the body work. It's set up for your wheels and your car,
Yep.
whichever you have you.
Yep.
It's hard to just go from. I mean, I already had a 295
Yeah.
on there, but throwing the 315s.
Yeah. What am I going to do?
Massive
Run a
tire.
235 up front?
What do
like
those
I
things
am?
actually measure out to? Because those things are massive.
Well, not only that, like I got a 235 up front, like with the 315.
You'd have
in
been doing
back.
a
Yeah,
wheelie.
that's not going to work.
That'd
Like
be
I need at least
hilarious.
a 255 up front to make that work. Like, yeah. So there was some controversy there, but I
Slightly.
mean, ultimately, like the event went well. I felt like the deserved parties got their wins, except for my part. I didn't see any other super controversial stuff going on there. I think the judges just missed it. They just didn't really see the hit. They were more focused on my car, and they thought it was a mistake for me rather than him hitting me.
Yeah, I mean, from all the footage I see, you fully got boned. Unless there's
happens.
footage from the judges' perspectives that entirely change to something.
Yeah.
Because I'll bring it up again. There's didn't bring it up this time. I think we talked about it at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when Matt Field? Everyone thought Dylan Hughes. What was the scenario there? When Dylan hit
What
Matt in Seattle, or Matt slowed down and Dylan hit him.
I believe I know what you're talking about. Coming
Yeah.
into the final corner.
No. It was on the bank. It was on the bank.
Oh, it was on the bank.
Yeah. I think everyone thought Matt hit him, but then Dylan slowed down. I don't even know. I don't remember what it was. I just remember that we all thought one thing until we saw Matt Field's actual footage.
Yep.
And we were like, damn.
Same thing with like Forsberg.
That's way different
at
footage.
Long Beach back in the day when Kristaps hit him
Mm-hmm.
in that the zone right along the grandstands or whatever,
Yep,
and then
yep.
you saw the footage from Forsberg's car, and he's
Wait,
drifting.
wasn't it? Was
that's
it
when his
Forsberg?
car, that's when his car popped out of gear.
Oh, yeah.
He's sitting there. He's full in the zone, and the shifter just pops into neutral for a second. He gets hit, and then he jams it back in second and jams it back in third and goes. And everybody was like, "Well, why'd he lift?" Blah blah blah. Like the internet was ready to tear Forsberg apart until he posted that footage, and he's like, "Yo, the car fucked up." Like, like so there is that too, where it's like
Shit happens.
Everybody. I mean, same thing with Stuckey and Denofa. Everybody passes judgment before they really look at all the factors in the scenario.
I'm going to go with you got boned unless we can see other footage.
I think that's all the footage we got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, unless somebody magically presents footage,
Yeah.
you got boned. Let's move on.
I think I have lead car footage, but we'll go to that if we
Moving
have
on.
time. St. Louis.
St. Louis. Freaking hot.
More of me driving.
Hot.
Yeah.
And then soaking wet, and then
Yep.
windy, and then it smelled like dog food, and then it
Yep.
smelled like trash.
Mhm.
And then, all right, if the wind blew east, it
I'm
smelled
just
like
wondering
dog food.
What people are thinking that have never been to St. Louis before, that don't know like the location of
Yeah.
the track. Like, so
There-
there's a landfill on one side, and there's
Uh-huh.
a dog food plant on the other side.
It must be a gigantic
So-
dog food plant.
Depending on which way the wind is going, it smells like disgusting dog food, like wet dog food. Like, like when you leave your dog food in a bowl for too long, and you pick up that bowl, and you're like, oh, that smells like old wheat.
On a 100-degree day, go put your head in your dog's like dog bag of food and stay there for 20 minutes to an hour.
That's what it smelled like.
And see how you feel about it.
Yeah. Oh, and then when the wind changes direction, you get the trash.
Yeah, the
smell.
trash.
So I don't know if you've ever been around a landfill before, but
Oh.
it doesn't smell good. And then the heat on top of that, like you're hot, you're sweaty, it doesn't smell good.
It's humid.
Yeah,
It's
it was
rough.
humid. It was a rough event.
It's the
And
first time
the
where I really
times
felt like
when
I
it
needed a cool
wasn't
suit.
hot and humid, it was just soaking fucking wet.
It would literally just change it. I mean, that was Florida.
Yeah.
Were we in Florida?
Pretty much, yeah.
That's because I brought Jackson with me.
We've had better luck in Florida, I
freaking
want to
guy.
say. Like with Orlando
Yeah.
rounds, like
I would say St. Louis is one of the hottest rounds weather-wise that I hate.
and it's the most like bipolar weather too.
Yep.
It
I-
just changes very quickly.
I really wonder if financially, if it's been a good decision for Formula D based on weather alone. I mean, it's got the grandstands. We have no idea what they're paying for the facility.
Mhm.
But like when you look at like Prospect got canceled out Friday night, like have we gotten boned there because of weather? Because it's
Yeah,
so
I'm
hot, our
wondering-
fans not coming out.
Well, I'm also wondering what that cost them because all their crew wasn't planning on coming until like 1 p.m. that day or noon or whatever.
Yeah,
it was
hey, it's gonna be a long day tomorrow, boys.
Yeah.
And they were still there all night, so they
Yeah.
didn't get to leave. They were
Yeah,
still
we
waiting it out.
We waited it out till like 10 or 11 or something. Like,
Yeah.
It was late.
So you
and
guys were all super
Andy
tired.
Luck came in and gathered everybody up. Hey, he's yelling. All right, we're going to try and run this. Maybe we're going to try and run it. Blah, 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 blah. I'm going to hear back from you guys in 10 minutes. I'll be back. And he comes back and he's like, we're not going to run it. Come back tomorrow. Blah, blah.
6 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Andy's
Everyone be
really,
ready.
Really good at gathering.
Did you guys
people
get
up and yelling
practice
them.
laps in the morning?
We got like basically an hour. I took
an hour?
I took 2 laps. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's normal.
Yeah.
So that's additional practice you wasn't gonna get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. This is true.
And that was after top 32.
Yeah, that was up. That was
So
going.
you were
top
moving
16.
into your top 16,
Uh-huh.
and that's when everything got canceled.
Yep, I was supposed to battle Nate Chen, and that got
Got
moved to the next day.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see
That
some
was it.
runs. What you
This
got?
this is where I drive terrible, so I'm gonna leave and go take a pee, and you can watch me do a terrible run
Sure.
and tell the fans
Sure.
how terrible I
Sure.
am, because
Sure.
this was quite possibly my worst work
you're going up
throughout
against
the
Blake Olsen
entire
again.
weekend. Somehow I won the battle by sheer luck because Blake made a mistake, but
Good job, Blake.
man, yeah, I drove terrible.
Lead runs
Just
again.
leave it at
Gotta
that.
tighten
I
it
gotta
up.
leave
You
it
know
at
what's
that.
at stake. We saw the
Guys
one more
gotta pee.
time.
You're leading.
Here
Big
we
old
go.
orange car.
Andy
Full send. Beamer on Beamer battle right here. Andy Haley throwing a tire off the freaking zone. Come on now. You freaking transitioned too early on the inside. Missing that zone completely. Blake's on your ass.
outside zone. How they gonna
I think he's got this so far. Oh, but he whips it too hard, man.
outside zone? That was aggressive.
You're filling the zone. You're doing okay, but Blake just tossed it too hard.
Again, again.
Yeah,
that
tit for
was-
tat on that one.
That was kind of all over the place.
You messed up, he messed
I
up.
like
I'm 50-50
Blake's
on
being
this so
aggressive.
far.
Yeah, there's a lot going
Let's
on
see
here,
it.
right?
Good
Let's chew
flick.
on it here. So,
On throttle, a little
Haley
bit
does
late,
drop
but
a
you're
tire
putting
there
the
in
tire
Auto Zone
off.
but
it's not
Blake's
bad.
positioning there, going out
Actually,
was a little less than stellar
Outside
there.
of
He's trying
missing
to
that
take up
zone,
work,
I
stays
think
in trip,
Andy
makes the
is
correction to get the
got this
flexibility.
one
Haley
so
not
far.
having much angle through Auto Zone 3, but check this
Not
out.
too bad.
Look at this transition.
Anyways,
Boom.
this commercial break is brought to you by
Born on the
81A
smoke,
beer
keeping it together,
that I've already drinking, and it's mostly
despite
Modelo.
that,
But anyhow,
almost like
Andy's
something-
back.
check it out. Really bad positioning, kind of over-rotated, and he's not even in frame here as he gets back
Oh, well,
on
don't
the
watch
track.
mine. Mine was worse.
Love
ahead,
both
Jared.
these guys, but I think Blake's being really risky,
Oh,
which
it's
I think
trapped.
should be awarded, but also,
Trapped.
on that
Need
transition.
more pillows back here.
Two was,
Need
as far
back
as
pillows.
timing-wise, was Haley late on that
I've been stacking
transition,
'em up.
too.
Yeah.
Because maybe
Stack
Blake
'em
was
up.
trying
So
to
that outside
be
zone,
preemptive
in
and drop
particular,
right into
when you
fourth.
drop a tire in it, it's different than almost every other place. Like it pulls you in, like it's the mud or something. I don't know what
It's a
it is,
mermaid.
what it is about that section, but
You get that reference?
as soon as you as soon as you drop a tire, you're like literally stuck, and then it delays your switch back. It messes up your speed going into outer zone 2, and then you don't have the momentum carrying into outer zone 3. Like the whole run is thrown away right at the beginning, right when you drop a tire. I watched it happen in Pro 1 several times, watched it happen in Pro Spec several times. Once you get that tire over the edge there, it's extremely difficult. Like you stated earlier, with like what I've been thinking about for the past 2 weeks, we need a curb there.
Yeah.
Like another 2 feet of either concrete or asphalt throughout that zone with a curb on top. So
Yep.
we have a good eye line and something to kind of hold us in.
Well, it would do multiple things. It also wouldn't be chewing up the grass the whole time
That's
and then
true.
dropping a tire.
Yeah.
Like it just,
Yeah, yeah.
it would make everything last longer,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Think of like
My keys.
freaking Horse Thief Mile. It's getting so chewed
it's
up.
ridiculous.
Any track that we go to that doesn't have a rumble strip,
Yeah.
you know, you're digging away, and then it becomes this big ass rut, and then all of a sudden you're scraping side skirts,
You're dropping
then
off
you're,
a curb.
then you're scraping exhaust.
Like Horse Thief is over 6-inch drop right now. Like when you're going
Yeah.
through that outer zone, like it's like when I drive that place now, and I drive it very timidly because of that. It's like if you put it just a hair too wide, like you're breaking a wheel, you're breaking a trailing arm, you're breaking all sorts of stuff. Speaking of which, you ever see that video of the Corvette dropping a tire there and somehow it stayed together?
No.
Dude, this one guy in a Corvette, he dropped a tire at Horse Thief. The video is going to be impossible to find, but he dropped a tire and it popped down into the thing, hits the curb and pops back up like in the most violent way possible. Where like,
Oh, I have seen this.
where
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you're like, how did the wheel not break? And then you think about it again, you're like, how did the suspension not
I
break?
have
Like
seen this video. Yeah.
Corvettes are beefy, man.
Beef, yeah.
That thing took a hit and
Double
just
control arm.
kept on going. So this is
All right,
Blake
here's
gave
you
me,
about to chase. So
I
you
mean-
like setting up that far forward, or is
I
he not
don't.
moved up
I
yet?
don't actually. I fucked up.
Yeah, you were very far
No,
forward.
I messed up real bad there. I should have backed up.
Yeah, since we got a cleanup, we can chat about it.
But
a
after
little
that
bit.
lead run, I was like, I don't know what I'm
What
gonna
it
do
looked
here.
like to me was
Like,
Blake
Yeah.
was so
like
far
if
back
he
in
puts
the
down
penalty,
a mildly
and
decent
the
lead
transition
run, he's
was
gonna
not
get the
only
win.
late, so
Oh, here's
it
another
really
thing.
set
You
him
run
up for failure.
windows?
He
Do you have a
basically
cool
had
suit?
transitioned
Oh,
to
yeah.
the top of those
Okay.
rumble strips.
Well, with my
And was
fans
upset
in the
with
car, I have
penalty.
those smoke evacuation. Hey, look at me, I'm waving. Hi. With those smoke evacuation fans, it's almost like having AC on when I turn
No
those on.
way.
Like you gotta sit. Like people don't believe me. You gotta sit in the car and feel that. We'll go out into the shop later and you can feel it. Yeah, you feel the wind like passing by you. I'll be sitting there without my fans on and I'll be burning up and I'll turn them on and it's like
Where was
very good relief actually, just to have the air moving through. And then yeah, I have a cool suit as well.
I think in Orlando. How look at this guy doing wheelies?
He did just do a wheelie. Hold on.
What the frick is he doing? I think I ran windows for like 2 laps in Orlando.
I love them.
I can't think
now
of
that
what
I
track
have
we
them,
were at. We
I
pulled them
love 'em.
immediately. I was like, screw this, pull these windows. This is, what is this guy doing?
He's doing wheelies. Those guys are just sweeping generally towards the outside zone. I guess they're trying to sweep.
That dude almost got ran over.
Yeah, he did. It's an interesting little machine too. I was
And
thinking
he
about
almost
it.
ran into the bike.
So that little machine, it doesn't have steering up front. I believe it's just both wheels move independently. So like one wheel drives a little bit further and it turns to the left. Turns
It's
to
a
the
tank.
right. Yeah, essentially. Yeah. There you go.
Why is he running into that bike? Are they towing him?
I think they're gonna tow him off.
All right.
Yeah. All right, enough of the wheelie guy.
God damn it, man. Why are you so distracted?
Dude, wheelie guys.
Wheelie
Wheelie guy is pretty cool, dude.
It really does count.
I mean, the tractor
Yeah,
at
it
Road
was,
Atlanta gets a lot of
thinking about
attention.
that question, I think even after you asked it, it was like, yeah, that's, every corner counts.
Everybody hurts too sometimes.
Everybody has ability.
All right, here we go. The second half of this battle. Blake Olson now out front.
Yeah,
Zone 1 BMW.
All right, here we go.
Did you know?
Good job, Andy. God damn it.
Why do you always blame
So
it?
fired.
I told you at the beginning of
I
this
done
that I would have
told you.
downloaded the ad blocker, and you said no.
Try Dawn Flat.
I don't recall that at all.
I said that.
Grease and food
Let's
I
see.
don't recall that at
It's
all.
an hour and 16 in, so I probably said it about an hour and 20 minutes ago.
No way.
Is your attention span that short? That's a pretty long attention span, actually.
Yeah, it's
hour
pretty
and
good.
20 minutes is pretty good. Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah. Well, at least we got a.
Let's see
So
Blake
here's.
on initiation. Big
Yeah,
oh,
man,
where
you
are
just-
going?
He
Holy
oversent
smokes.
it when he shouldn't have. This is the same mistake I made in
Oh, where
top
are you
32
going,
in
Blake?
Atlanta.
Blake with the
You know you have the
massive-
advantage going into the next run.
Wait. You,
And you-
think that he had the advantage?
Oh yeah, he did. Because I fucked up. Remember?
No, I didn't.
My lead run was terrible.
Let's go back to your lead run then.
Because it was awful.
Maybe I was sleeping.
No, it was bad.
Pulling this thing towards me. We've been leaning forward for an hour. Wait, it's gonna be all up in the camera.
So
It's okay. Let's watch your lead run again. I guess so. You're assuming that you messed him up completely.
I'm very surprised that he was even able to follow this and not make like a major
Gotcha.
mistake. So when I
Okay.
see the way that he followed this, I'm like, dude, Blake was killing it.
Okay.
Because I gave him like the worst possible lead run. I mean, look, I'm outside there.
Yeah.
I should be switching back by this point. I'm delaying my switch
Gotcha.
back. Like,
Yeah.
I get him way over there. Somehow he still
So, he put a
avoids me.
tire up on the thing.
I missed the entire first part of outside zone 2 there. Like, I'm all over the place. And he kind of falls into format here. So do I. I kind of fall back into position. And then final zone, I'm real timid on the switchback. And he threw more angle than me coming in. Like,
I see that switchback as a mistake on his part.
yeah, it is.
It's too much angle. You know, he's not matching your
Yeah.
angle, so I see it as a mistake.
Yeah.
And then
But,
if you
I
go
mean,
back,
he held on to it pretty good.
he saved it. He didn't
Yeah.
spin.
Yeah.
And then if you look at the first one, it's arguable if it's your fault or his fault on him. Here, watch this. Hold on. Let's watch it. Did you really cause this? Let's see.
Dude, I was late on
Now,
the
so look,
switchback.
he puts a tire on the rumble
Yeah.
strip.
Yeah.
I did this mistake against JTP the first year we came here. And so see where he switched back?
Mm-hmm.
So possibly you caused this mistake. We could say that you caused this one, but I know that I did the same exact mistake.
Yeah.
Put a tire on that rumble strip and watch him lunge forward because of it.
Yeah. So where I felt like I should have been is literally on the rumble strip with that same and possibly already at more angle because my switchback my transition was delayed from dropping the tire and then it just ruined the run. I mean, like,
Positioning there,
look at me in outside
hours on
nowhere.
Yeah.
You know, I'm fucking
less
nowhere.
than
There, I finally get it, and
Yep,
I
yep.
kind of
Make up
come
for it,
back, but
stays in
Blake is
grip,
just
makes the
struggling to
correction,
keep
get
up
the
with my
correction,
terrible
Haley
lead
not
run.
having much angle through outer zone
You
two,
know?
but check this out.
Um,
Look at this transition.
And
Boom.
again, you know,
Pouring
like
on the
with
smoke, keeping it
what I
together,
gave him, I think he
and
did an excellent
despite
job.
that,
You know,
a little mistake coming in here. Check it out. It's just really bad positioning, kind of over rotated.
and they're sitting there and
And,
they're
he's not
talking
even
about like
in frame here,
bad
so he gets
positioning,
back into
over
the
rotated.
pocket
It's like,
here.
bro, did you
Oh,
see
there's
what I
guys
did in the
behind
lead,
us.
dude? Like,
I think you got a guilty conscience on this one. I'm not sure.
I don't know, man.
But also,
I didn't do. It wasn't what I wanted to do. It wasn't
All right,
my
all
good
right.
run. You know.
Move it forward. Let's
Yeah.
not watch the sweeper guy
Yeah,
again.
yeah,
Move
yeah.
it
Let's
way
get
forward.
past the
Get
sweeper.
past the sweeper
Hold on.
guy.
I want to see
Oh,
one wheelie.
big turbo from Las Vegas.
Weep.
And again, but really, it does count literally.
Everybody has.
And
His zone
yeah,
one
There we
I was
go.
expecting, you know, like to take the win here, and he just sent it
Whoa,
all.
and he just did the same thing you did, but way worse.
Yep.
And you're like, bye, nerd.
Yep.
Wildly incomplete.
And this is where
And
Blake
I'll
is
tell
really
you
mad.
what,
I bet.
Because you can tell by
Oh,
his
Blake
aggressive
has
switchback, trying to gain
all
proximity
the
here
marbles
when
in
run
his
is.
I mean, you know, you're done dizzle.
Wow.
He's
Yeah, I
upset.
felt
He's
bad.
angry.
Well, here's the fact of the matter is, once Blake goes off course,
All right.
Andy
Next
Haley
run.
That's just one of
has
those
the
battles where I
advantage
feel like I
The run's
should
over
have
at
won.
that point. That's, lead
But
driver again.
like, I mean, he made a mistake, you know. But yeah. All right. So this is the one where I put down a pretty good chase.
Who's this?
I felt like Jeff Donati.
Split second decision.
Got it. Is he new?
2JZ E46 versus V8 E46.
Is he new?
He's been around for a few years. I believe he had a S14 before this, unless I'm thinking of someone else.
See if we get a clean start there.
But there's so many E46s now, it's hard to tell.
There's so
I get
many
him
drivers
and
now, it's
Connor
hard to
El
tell.
Soli mixed up a lot because they both have white E46s.
Jeff Donati, Andy Haley out of the gate, the Drift Wizard, and then Habanero
So again,
BMW.
I'm not charging hard enough on entry,
Now
but
Donati into that
I feel like
first
it's a good
outside
plan
zone.
to attack
Coming to that
later
second
on,
outside
you know?
zone.
Like I
Donati
remember I always
right
told you that at
angle
Road Atlanta to like not attack in the first corner,
Yeah,
like get him
I
on
don't
the
know if
uphill.
this track is like that track though.
I don't think it is. I think I could have charged harder on entry.
Yeah,
I think
this
you're
is
right
good.
about that.
Donati swings it on in.
Yeah,
Then he
that
fell
was-
off a little bit.
Yeah.
It started off really good, and then
Dropped into formation.
you drove in
Definitely
too
wanna see
much, and
different
then
angles on that.
then it
So,
ended
some
good. Just the
driving,
middle of that
not
was bad.
straightforward,
Yeah,
nothing,
yeah.
You know, X factor-ish
Yeah.
on either side, but just good, clean driving.
Yep.
If you can check
And
all
this
the
felt
boxes here, but
like
nail that,
a
that's
lot
the second
closer
part.
than it looks. I need to start like really pushing that extra boundary to put more proximity in there. Because I'm like sitting here, I'm like, oh, I'm fucking on him. But like I look at the video and I'm like, dude, I got like a good car width there that I could have closed up that gap and then
Yep.
could have had less gap here. You know?
Don't you hate that?
Yeah.
When you feel like you're crushing it, and then you watch your video
Yeah, and you're
afterwards, you're like,
like,
oh
"Ah,
man.
suck."
Yeah.
Alfred always told me I suck. Yeah, when he was spotting for me.
Yeah. Matt doesn't tell you you suck?
I don't think not as much. No.
Not as much? No.
He'll give me like the distance and kind of what I'm at,
Yeah.
but he won't tell me as much as I suck.
You saw that timing, and that's what we saw earlier from Blake Olson.
Well, did you suck more when Alec or when
Andy
Alpha was
Haley.
spotting for you?
Well, it's natural progression of getting better, so
Haley's got to
hard to
throw
say.
down
Yeah.
a heater lead run. Donati, he needs to have good
I feel like
proximity,
Westies
as we
doesn't
just
tell
saw
me a
from
lot
Haley.
nowadays
And I
because
think
I'm
the level up
doing
would be
mostly
to
what
be
I'm
that
supposed to do, you know?
addition
Yeah.
to
And most of the
proximity.
things where I make a mistake, I know I made the mistake, you know?
Yeah, and by the time you make the mistake, it's too late.
And I'm honest with myself about it. So this was probably one of my better lead runs of the
Yeah,
day too.
crushing it here.
Yeah, little bobble there. Could have got more outside there. I didn't get out there the entire weekend. I didn't hit outside zone 3 like I really wanted to.
This is simple.
Yeah.
Oh man, so Jeff Donati,
All right,
Yeah.
moving on.
major mistakes.
gotta watch the
He'll
replay,
grab
bro.
third
What?
place, his
Because
qualifying position
This is
7.
the
so
Andy
it
show.
does
I
better
drove so good.
O'Sullivan,
God
but-
Well,
damn it.
fucking you got to advance further than
I
I did
know,
the Jeff
I know,
show.
I know.
Irwindale last year, man, that was the Jeff show, boss.
Filled all the zones
Get
with
those
great
vibes
top
going
smooth
again.
as silk, and
No,
look at
this
that.
year has been terrible. It's
I know,
not been
man.
a good year.
Yeah, here's
Yeah.
on the run up, I
Well,
don't know if
I
it was
battled
what was
Simon
going
twice,
on
and I
here,
think
but
he's taken
Haley, good
freaking,
job, Jeff, trying all he can to make up ground
well, not
here, but
podiums
just
twice.
couldn't close the
Not
door
bad.
on,
Well, you got some
Long
rounds.
Beach didn't get voted. We got really high.
You got some rounds to gain it
Yeah,
back.
the last one on this one, he
trying to
did he get
make up,
third?
but Haley smooth as butter.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
man, look at that! Just a whisper of a wish, the hair between the wall and
Next.
his, rear fender there.
And like you said, Haley had a.
I forget if this is me sucking with Ben or not. Oh yeah, this is me sucking with Ben.
There you
And here
go.
we go, Ben
Rotation of,
Andy
sucking?
Haley
Yeah,
coming out
yeah,
on
yeah.
top. We
Suck
know
to
that on
do
top
good,
will be
to
Ben
suck
Hobson
again.
after the point stands.
I mean, I was aggressive on initiation there, but
Yeah,
it cost me.
He's got a badass entry, but you just shot too far inside. Again,
I'm
too far
also
inside.
trying to save tire here a little bit because our lug nut issue, we had wheel studs or lug nuts that were stripping on our wheel studs, so we are actually
Oh,
running
so you're on the same set of
same
tires.
set of tires as the last
Okay, so
battle.
let the audience know what's
Yeah.
going on with that.
There it is.
Yeah.
So well done
So,
by Ben Hobson, Andy Haley.
I
You know, he-
believe the
back there.
problem really comes back to really shitty AutoZone lug nuts, to be honest, because we haven't had any wheel stud problems. We've had the same wheel studs in the car since last year. We've had zero issues with it until this weekend. Or actually, this weekend in Riverside, I had issues. But yeah, when we go to remove a wheel stud, right before the nut comes off, basically, it'll get stuck. So we have to break it off. Luckily, the studs were long enough. We were able to actually like get torque on, I think, 4 of the studs on one side and all 5 on the other. So it was legitimately safe. Yeah, during the break between the Final Four battle and the finals battle, you know, Curtis comes up to me and he's like, "Yo, I don't want to change these tires." I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "Well, I'm pretty confident we're going to break another lug nut or break another wheel stud, and then we're going to have to bow out of the finals." I probably took 5 seconds or so to think about it, and I was like, "Yep, all right, bet, let's send it on these tires." Like,
Yeah.
and sure enough, when I went to pull the wheels off last night, guess what? Stuck lug nut on one of the broken studs, by the way.
Wow.
So that took, I had to bust out the welder, lift the car up, weld the stud back on, break the stud off. Like, there would have been no way we would have got that done all in time for this battle. So right here I have very little tire. Almost put it into the wall. I tried to send. The problem is like my muscle memory kind of makes me send this. Like I gave it the full send into here, just not even thinking about it, you know.
Yeah.
And there's just no grip. But I mean, I'd rather give it full send than do less send and look like a pussy, you know. So
you were down on tread, down to the very bottom of the tire. Probably got him real hot.
yeah,
Lost
yeah.
traction and swoop.
Yep.
Was that the first time you went off there this weekend?
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, we filled that. I think first lap of practice, I even filled that zone perfectly.
That's
and
fun.
I don't think I messed it up the entire weekend. Like, we were hitting that zone perfect. That's the one zone that I had literally almost perfect every time.
Yeah. Interesting.
I mean, that's the way she goes sometimes. Congrats to Ben. He finally beat me. That son of a bitch. I love you, Ben.
So you got third on this one?
Yeah. Second.
Second.
Yeah. So second, third, put us up to second in points.
Oh.
Looking good going to Salt Lake. We got 65 points behind Ben, so unless Ben goes out real early, like top 16 or top 32, and then we end up top of podium.
Ben, you better hide your car.
That's the only way we're going to win, yeah. Oh, he's hiding it real good, man.
Put it in the box.
It's over at Field, hiding.
Yeah, no, he's absolutely killing that car,
right.
man.
So this one was like semi-controversial, I think. I forgot why he even brought this one
On
up.
first view of that, it looked like Ula was doing.
Oh, he's doing the same thing you did. Tire off.
Yep. Lazy
Funny
transition.
Ula dropped the tire in outside zone 1 just like Turk did. Turk was actually
Turk's
a
car
little
looks
bit deeper
much
maybe in outside
faster.
zone 2. He's got his car so well positioned.
Oh, this is the one where
close.
Ola kind of lifted right here. So he's like not on throttle, gets hit, and then gets on throttle.
Yeah.
So this is where I was talking about it. It might have been one of those lift and pray situations where you're just lifting off and you know you're coming in too hot. You're praying it makes enough grip when you lift off to not fly off the track.
Who do they put blame on?
I think they put it on Ola there.
Okay. That's the direction I was heading.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way. I mean, you should be at least halfway through that zone. You should be on the throttle. He was damn near at the finish line and had there's no smoke lighting up. So
Barely floating on it.
Get out of here. Get out of here, Ryan. Like I said, you're doing double duty, so you're
I
going
think that car is too
Take a
old.
look at the
That
replay
Supra.
here. So going
What?
into this last
That's Chucky.
outside
That's fucking
zone,
Osbo's.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that car is old.
That's okay.
No, I know, but I think Ola would do better in something that's not, so old. I think he's making some sacrifices there with that car.
Like what?
And he spun. And again,
I don't know.
At first glance, it looked like it was independent.
I mean,
but
I'm
as
just a
Ryan
fan of
said,
like
this is why we
once the
utilize
chassis
camera
gets
angles.
that
Our
old, like you
judges,
should just
Ryan
build a new
Montaigne,
chassis
Ron
kind of
Sheen,
thing.
Chris
And I'm not
Ewell,
sure what
and
they've
Sean
done. Like they
Adriano,
could have torn.
utilize
I mean,
this
if you
as
tear
well.
that thing
Ryan
down to a
Adams
bare
is now
chassis and
as driver
redo
steward.
everything, but like
Let's run
I don't know.
it
I
back
look at the
here,
E30 and I
United
see all the
States
old
Air Force
electronics
replay.
and all the
Ryan Turk
outdated
being
stuff that
aggressive here.
if I built a new car, I would change. You know,
And
Electronics.
it, you know what?
on the E30.
Looking at
Yeah.
that
Well, that's
set
your E30.
now,
Yeah.
What's this got in it?
I don't know.
I think the
I don't know.
overhead is
And I don't know
probably
what
this.
they've
Watch
changed
this.
over the
So
years.
look
Like
at
they
that
could have
smoke
taken
trail.
that thing
You wanna
down to
be
a
on
bare
throttle.
chassis and
There are
completely
decel
rebuilt
areas,
it.
but
Yeah,
look, this
that's
is
kind of what I'm
the
assuming
smoke coming
they
from
did. I
20
think
acres view. Not that
Dan,
they're
Rad
saying
Dan worked on it,
off
and
throttle, but
I don't know. My
if you
opinion about
float that
some of
and
the
you
chassis are
check
by the
up
time you pull it
chase
completely
driver,
apart and
Ula
seam
should
weld
very
it,
well
stitch
be
weld it,
full
and
zoom. And
put
this is where
all
we're
new
also gonna
everything
utilize
into it. Now
our
you're just
decel
looking at
lights. So
suspension
basically,
geometry,
Yeah.
right? Because you
Yeah.
can put whatever engine you want to it.
Yep. Yep.
So you,
Suspension
when you're picking
geometry
a
and,
car,
yeah.
you're picking two things: what does it
Also,
look
here are
like,
the
Weight
decel
distribution
and suspension
as well.
geometry.
You are
Like-
allowed
I don't
to
even think that as
decel
much.
going into
Well,
outside
Because you can
zone
put
4.
ballast, different
You kinda wanna
engines,
get back
whatever you
Yeah,
want on
but
that.
you're, with ballast though, you're still not getting rid of the weight that's there. You're counteracting it, but you're not getting rid of the weight that's actually there.
How much weight do you think is stuck in one area of that car?
Well, I'm not going to talk about specifically that car. I'm just talking about in general. Because like I look at the E30 and how far the engine is in the chassis, and then I look at the E46 and it's literally like a foot and a half further back.
Oh yeah,
You know?
yeah. I mean that's
And-
gonna be a thing.
And the drive shaft is the same length. So the the distance from engine to differential is the same in both chassis.
Yeah. So
But-
maybe that's just more of an issue with the
Essentially-
E30.
Essentially, like the E46 is like an E30, or the E46 is like an E30 with the wheels pushed forward. Essentially, you know.
You're definitely not putting a V8 in the
Longer hood and all that.
Ryan's
jazz.
car there.
No, I mean you could. It just wouldn't be very fun.
Maybe a V8.
I mean they
Definitely not
they
putting
put the
straight six.
NASCAR V8 in that Scion TC. Remember Tanner's car?
Yeah.
That was the first.
They had to
wild
beat the
Scion.
firewall in like crazy.
Oh, they fucking put a firewall in that car, I believe.
I think the first time, and then they had to I don't even
That's
know.
what they
I don't
made.
even remember.
That's what they made the firewall rule for.
Probably.
Was that was the year that car came into play? Was when they were like, okay, your firewall can be this, and your transmission opening can be
But
that.
then I do remember that they beat it in, like with hammers, just like straight.
Really?
Like it looked like just like a round oval. Just literally, they just spent a gang of time beating it in. So I don't know if they. Maybe the first time they cut it and moved it in, and then the second time they had to put it back.
This is old Steph Papadakis
Yeah.
that would use a hammer and
then
not
force it in.
CAD software.
And then the new rule came in, and then they had to move it like forward. And I
Yeah.
think that's when the rule became where it could not move past the cow or past the something
And
of the
I
original
believe
thing.
I believe that car is why the tire rule was kind of introduced too, the tire to weight rule, because that car was extremely light and it was running a huge tire. I believe that was right around the same area. We'd have to check with Kevin on that
Don't
to
know.
be sure.
Maybe.
But
I thought that was
believe
more
it
on Vaughn and Dye's car. That's when they X-rayed all the cars one year.
Really?
Yeah.
I never knew about
That's
that.
about the
I knew-
X-raying?
I heard they X-rayed Daigo's car.
Yeah, there was one year where they like impounded all the.
Top 3 champion cars? Or?
I think it was more than that. They impounded a bunch of cars at Irwindale one time and X-rayed them. They didn't ask me nothing. I didn't give a shit.
Yeah. If you're not winning, they don't care.
Yeah.
That's how I got away with a lot of legal stuff on the E30.
Nice.
That thing has quite a few things that are not
bueno?
not supported. Like my subframe was always tied to the cage in that car. Yeah, rear subframe, pickup points and everything. And
spilling the beans.
I mean I am now because I'm not competing with the car anymore. But
sorry, Kevin.
I mean they never called me on it. I don't know if it's because I always sucked in the car or they just didn't know the chassis that well. But they also didn't have a measurement to measure the height of my subframe either.
That's another thing. You know, it's like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, like if
and you're at such a disadvantage in that car in a way.
Well, not even that. Like if I'm not winning event after event, I don't think they're gonna care. You know, like if I would have been this crazy driver winning all the events, they would have probably
for sure.
taken notice.
Yep,
but
yep.
I mean, I sucked in that car, so they didn't care.
I mean, you had 2 championships in 1 year, didn't you?
Oh, we won the Pro-Am championship. Yeah.
Pro-Am. I thought there was 2 Pro-Ams in 1 year.
Well, we got our license through Just Drift and through Vegas Drift that year, but we won the championship in Vegas Drift. We didn't even do the full Just Drift season, and we ended up earning the license.
Yeah, those were kind of falling apart at that point.
So this is a notable battle.
Notable battle.
Robert Thorne, Mr. Pro Spec champion last year, in an orange E46, I might add.
Yeah.
An orange E46. Best color, best car combination you could ever have.
Do you think he's copying you? I mean, he was our first guest.
Yeah, he was. I forgot about that.
Yeah. He was our very first guest at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, that was our first episode, huh? With the terrible audio and everything.
About him being the championship driver from last year.
Yeah.
And beating you.
And again, it's very impressive to see someone come into drifting like first year. I mean, he did a couple Pro-Am.
He's a go-kart boy, right?
And go-kart and road racing, yeah.
Yeah.
And seeing him come out and kick ass like that is, I want to say, unheard of. Because we've had road race guys come in over the years, right? We've had a few of them.
Tyler McCory.
Yep. I mean, Tyler kicks ass, though.
Conrad Grinwald.
Yep.
Those are road race guys.
There's also a few that have come in over the years that have not done so well. Thorne is in that category, I believe.
Reese Millen?
I believe with McQuarrie and
Reese
those
is kind of
guys,
both.
where he's an excellent driver and kind of you can see how he's adapting to drifting. He's always kind of a little shallow on angle and very focused on proximity, which is probably the best thing to be focused on. But yeah, he's a great driver, dude.
Yeah.
Can't fault him for that.
I've heard he's got a pretty good wealthy backing.
Probably,
so
yeah.
That really has got to help out. I mean, he's
I know
been
they're
behind a wheel since, what did he say? Since he was a kid,
8
basically?
years old, yeah, karting.
So,
yeah.
That's what you
pedigree.
can't beat.
That's
you
pedigree.
can't beat that right
Well,
there.
what were you doing when you were 8 years old?
Transformers.
Transformers.
Mortal Kombat,
You have a
Ninja
bike?
Turtles. Yeah, I had a bike.
Yeah.
Nah.
Were you locking up the rear brake and skidding around?
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure.
That
for
was
sure.
the best. On my street where we lived, there was like this long downhill, and I would just leave the longest skid marks that I could with the rear tire, just ruining
Flatten them.
ruining the rear tire on the bike.
For sure.
Dad would come back. What's wrong with you? What happened to your tires?
Yeah, what happened to your tires? The hell?
I don't know.
We didn't
man.
even know we liked
This
drifting
thing's got
then.
too much power.
We didn't know we liked drifting yet.
My legs, they're too much horsepower.
That's funny.
So Thorne versus Dean. This is their OMT run. Thorne beats him, which is highly impressive.
Give it a send.
Highly impressive.
Robert Thorne.
Give it a send.
Let's see if the ducks like this one, the mother ducker. James
Good entry by Dean. Man, look at that thing. Almost puts a tire off, but not really. That
And
thing
Thorne
just
is
bounces.
aggressive.
Yep. He is right where he needs to be. On throttle.
Yep. Yep.
Proximity's good. A little bit lower on the angle, but he's matching everything that needs to
Yep.
happen. But, I mean, if I were to say
Man.
who I would get on that particular lap, lead the chase, I think Dean. I like the angle he was throwing at it.
Thorne was there. He just always looks a little timid, even though he's right there. You know, like he'll switch back at like a shallow angle and then pour on more. You know, like he's definitely pacing himself, but the level at which he's pacing himself, like, whoa, he straightened out right there.
Okay, so I do
He
believe.
full straightened out.
Who's that?
Did you see that?
Who? I do believe.
Watch Thorne. Watch Thorne right here on the switchback. Boom, boom, boom.
Okay,
Straight. Reinitiates.
I don't think you watched this yet, have you?
No, I haven't.
So they do say that Dean was stayed wide too long,
Okay, so that's why.
and that's why.
Okay.
So they caused that.
So let's
He
watch
caused that
Dean
problem.
here.
So there's the end of the zone.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah,
He shouldn't be hanging out that
Are you
long.
hearing?
Yep.
What's his name talk right now?
Hold on. Let's pull it up.
Yep.
Pull it up. 5 seconds back.
Dean's transition 1 to 2.
All right, nice initiation. Goes long and outside zone 1 and had to drive back across the track to get to
Yeah,
zone
he
2.
did.
So that's not ideal from James Dean, but right there, lower angle as he comes to outside zone 2. 3,
Not
sorry.
ideal,
Gets
so
to
they
3 pretty well.
forgive
That's-
Thorne's
zone 4 he did
straightening
pretty well.
because it was
Pretty
caused
well. So
by
let's look at
Dean's
Chase a little bit more
not
closely
perfect
now.
lead.
I can see that.
Robert Thorne right here doesn't get into outside zone 1 until later on, but definitely straightens up.
So I
there
mean
in
that's
chase
kind of what
position.
you said that you did
We're gonna have
to.
to see who's to blame for that.
other guy.
If it is actually
To Olsen.
Thorne's fault,
Yeah,
or
I
because
screwed
So
him.
you'd have to see how far
James
you
Dean
went
went really
comparably.
wide and
Yeah.
long on one, and then
Yeah.
had to come across the track. But definitely
Dean made it look good, that's for sure.
He made it look really good. I mean, honestly, that's
this
FD judges having a good amount of replays and footage and,
Yeah.
and just sharp
Yep.
eyes and
Yep.
being able to catch that mistake.
Yeah,
'Cause
and
when I watched that, I just thought Dean killed it.
And man, after the call at Riverside, I can tell you I appreciate the FD judges so much more. So much
Yeah,
more,
you
because
know,
I know they would have caught that.
Here's
Like,
another
I know.
different thing, though. If you're a fan watching FD, Hot Pit, Riverside Drift, US Drift, any drift event, when you watch a run as a fan, you're kind of more laid back, like we are drinking a beer right here. We're chilling. I think I've heard the FD drivers say this, or FD judges. When you want to watch it, put yourself in a judge's position and really eagle eye every single thing and critique
hard.
everything that's happened.
I
And
hate
you'll catch
judging.
way more little nuanced mistakes.
Yep, yep. And not only that, doing that over a period of years and
Mm-hmm.
years, like that just adds to the experience and adds to what
Yeah.
you're looking for and what you're seeing and all that stuff. It's the same thing that we learned these courses and learn how to drive. Like,
Just fully focusing on it.
yeah.
Like we're watching this and we don't even hear the audio of the car, so we don't even have
Yep.
what's occurring right now.
Yep. Well, let's watch the next one.
In the building and a longtime Ford employee. Shout out to Charlie and Mickey Mattis.
Alright,
Mattis
come on,
boys watching.
Oh,
Too far.
James Dean.
Right when the light drops.
It's all Von Gitt Jr. He's watching at home, cheering him on. Boss man says,
he
give it
throws
to
it
him.
in pretty
Robert
early
Thorne
from the
fights
inside of the
back.
track, which is
Yeah.
surprising.
Thornton, what do we got?
Good
In that second
proximity.
outside zone.
Now he's kind of
Robert
losing it,
Thorne
but gains
Yep,
it.
yep.
You know he's going to gain it with that car. It's crazy how fast that
Thorne,
is.
Thorne got him on that transition, though. He created a little gap there. Damn, Thorne is charging.
Yeah, Thorne is
Like,
on
he's
a
charging.
great
James
run.
Dean, he does get
He's
a
tearing.
little frisky there towards the end,
That
but
dude can
Robert
drive.
Thorne
Yeah.
is looking solid. He is
I mean, he's
absolutely
getting way
on the rails.
better.
Watch
Long
this
Beach was
again.
not looking
Yeah.
You know,
good.
if you focus
Yeah,
on
yeah, you're
Thorne,
right.
a
Yeah, I
really
remember
high
that. Yeah.
qualifying run, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great.
Wondering how
run
much,
from Thorne. Gets
track
the car
time
to
he got on
angle
those big
nicely
boy
in zone
tires.
1, gets right to the edge of the track, doesn't drop off
But
the
man,
track.
yeah,
That's
I mean,
really important right now.
it's a fucking killer lead run, dude.
Yeah.
James Dean is. He's not really filling outside zone 2. Gets back online.
Boom,
through
boom,
outside
boom.
zone
He's doing a
3.
great job hitting his
little
marks.
bit of sacrifice there in OZ3,
Great job
Yeah, he
but
came out of it early,
four
right?
as well.
his transitions are
Slightly
real
outside the
snappy, and
line.
he's right back on it.
Mhm.
Like
Let's
that's
look
what
at
I'm looking
outside
at
zone
too.
one
Is
again
like
as they
he's
get to
just
angle here.
snapping and getting on it.
Does get online.
Really
Boom,
surprised
boom,
where
boom.
Dean initiated into that, if that's what he wanted to do. And then he made the same mistake going into
Yeah,
2.
he made a big sacrifice there. Real big.
Surprisingly, to make that sacrifice, because he doesn't
Yeah.
need to with this
He's
Mustang.
lucky he's got the RTR to gain the traction back or gain the gap back.
A little bit on the inside, but not too much. But I think it's going to come down to that. Really long and really wide on outside zone 1 and had to drive all the way across. So
Let's look at James Dean up front, like you said, that delay, that transition.
That wasn't my mouse
look how
cursor.
long
Oh,
he
yes,
goes
it
on
was.
zone
Never
1.
mind.
He goes on into the dirt way long.
You ever notice
and
that
then
before?
kinda
Every once in a
slows
while on
down.
the live stream, there'll be a mouse cursor up
Yeah,
there.
definitely D-cells pointing in the wrong direction.
Yeah,
Thorne
I mean,
in chase
shit.
position doesn't really have anywhere to go in that situation. You're expecting the lead driver to
Who did the
maintain
live stream in Hot Pit this
momentum,
time?
maintain pace until they
Same guys?
transition
Couple,
for
mostly
zone
same guys.
Okay.
Yeah. Mike
2.
was
But in
not
this
in
case,
town.
Yeah.
because he
Pablo
dropped the
was,
tire near the end
stepping
of
in
outside
for,
zone 1,
hitting some of
James
the
didn't really
buttons.
have anywhere
Those guys handled it at
to
Irwindale.
go
when
at
I
that
was
point because the
there to
track
watch
sort of,
for sure.
on the
They-
edge of the track kept
they did
him
a
out
good
wide. He
job.
went really long. And like I said, he instead of
Does the duck think?
Oh, it's the duck.
he had to drive.
Did you
all
get to
way
meet the
across
duck?
track.
Saw the duck.
The
I
duck
didn't meet
was
the duck.
What does
the
the
duck
duck
was
think?
incredible.
I don't
I
know.
stood on the podium with that
yeah.
that fine young sir
You
right
said
there.
he shit on the podium.
He did. He
Faux
pooped on the
duck.
podium.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, when Odie went up there, I mean, the guy cleaned it up, but it's like that
Let's slide
textured
him left
surface,
for
so you're
Chandler.
not going to get all the poo up.
No.
So
Yeah.
definitely, when Odie was standing on the podium for his first place, he stepped in a little bit of poo.
Oh, this is terrible.
Fortunately, this is right after.
Yeah,
I
no,
didn't
this,
mean to pull
this
this
is
one up.
terrible. I just do a terrible job.
So was the car too gripped up or what?
Yeah, we chose to grip it up and it was too much.
And you gripped it up right before the battle?
Yep. We were anticipating getting an additional lap, and the lap didn't happen.
Yeah.
We decided to throw, everything at it, and
So why
bit me in the
not?
ass.
Why not grip it up in practice, like the beginning of practice?
I think I had 4 or 5 laps of practice that
Oh,
weekend.
okay.
Yeah. No, we had stupid issues happen and just did not get practice where we wanted to. And by the time we were like, all right, let's grip it up now, something dumb happened and we didn't practice. Yeah. Dumb things happen. And, just miscalculation. And he's usually super fast. On this one, he wasn't that fast. And so, I'm left foot braking like crazy. I go to throw it, and it
car just-
catches grip too
Like
much.
it caught, like you switched it back, and it's like
Yeah.
no.
And you can see me pull in on him.
The car disagreed with you right
Yeah.
there. It disagreed with you right there too.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, had I redone this battle, I would have pulled out 2 PSI for sure.
what did you guys change to grip it up?
We probably went in. We probably added an additional 1/8 of toe from whatever it was.
Okay.
So
And drop pressures too.
we
or-
may have went from a half, maybe it was a 1/4 inch of toe. We may have went from like a 1/4 to a half, and then probably went down 2 or 4 PSI. I don't even remember at this
Yeah.
point. I was over it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'd have to ask Jackson
Yeah.
if he remembers. Probably Matt.
Call him.
Yeah. No, I'm not
Talk to
calling.
Jackson.
What, in Florida?
Yeah,
No,
it's-
I'm
what
good on
time is
that.
it there?
I'm good on that.
It's only 1:30 in the morning. Let's wake him up.
What PSI did we change the car to?
I bothered Curtis really bad yesterday. I was texting him a bunch of times about the wheel stud issue. And he said, "Why don't you just put it into one giant text and send it?" I
Yeah.
texted him like 5 times in a row.
And so, you can see, I put on an okay lead run right here. So, had I practiced on that setting, I would have probably been good.
Yeah.
I gave it the fucking smoke show. I put the wheel on the line,
Damn,
didn't drop
son,
a tire.
that was nice.
Give it the transition, throw it to the
Gapping.
wall. And I'm like, all right, that wall, now it's time for this wall. Let's hold the zone the whole way through.
Damn.
Give it a good transition into these
Angle,
beans,
too.
stay on it. I mean, I'm on what I would think is a 90-point run right
that's
there.
a great run.
But it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yep. That was a good run.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for when you look at just that run independently, gripping up the car was the right idea.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Just
Yeah.
wasn't. So when I went for my chase, I wasn't ready for how much grip I was going to have
Yeah.
in the transition.
Yeah.
But after knowing that, and then what's it called? Chris was like, "Hey, Matt, what do we got? What are we sitting on?" And Matt's like, "Oh, Jeff's on a 0." And I was like, "What? I'm on a 0?" He's like, "Yeah, you straightened up pretty good." And I didn't think that I straightened up as hard
Yeah.
in the car.
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, you didn't know?" I'm like, "Well, honestly, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I thought I had a pretty good fucking bobble,
Yeah.
but not a 0."
That's hard to tell sometimes.
So at this point, I'm like, well, I know this car is going to take it. I'm going to freaking send it. So, yeah, I just chucked her.
So had you led first, do you think it would have been the same scenario, or you would have not thrown it as hard because you didn't know what grip
That's a good
levels were going to
question.
be like.
That's a good question.
Really maintaining proximity and doing a good job.
'Cause I feel like also after that run, you're a little pissed off.
Oh,
So
yeah,
you're
yeah.
just full send.
Yeah, had I not zeroed on the first one,
that
I would have
always-
probably
that always-
might not have been as good of a run.
That always brings out the best driving. when
Ninja
you're
Turtles is coming out, man.
It is.
All of a sudden, Raph in the side of the car is going to be relevant.
You need to hit them up and advertise for that
Maybe,
movie.
like, yo,
Like,
Raphael's been
seriously,
hanging
yeah.
out in the car the whole time.
Find out what studio is producing that. Hit them up and be like, yo, I'm putting this on the side of
Yeah.
my car. You guys can pay
Hasbro,
me.
where you at?
You guys can pay me or not. This is going on my car.
Yeah,
I
this
just
has already
need to
happened.
know, is it legal? Like, are you going to sue me afterwards?
Yeah. Have you seen the amount of actors that are going to be in that movie?
No.
Dude, like, what is it? Seth Rogen, Ice Cube,
Oh, sick.
Skinny Boy that was boning the one chick.
Pete Davidson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of badass actors.
Skinny
that are gonna
boy
be-
that was boning the one.
Yeah, you got it. You got it.
That's all it
Somehow.
took.
How did it take that little information for you to get that? That's funny.
Because I don't even say what chick it was. You could have said Kim K. And it would've been, it
You
would've
knew.
been,
You
I
knew.
I knew. That was
How'd
all,
you know?
That was all I needed,
Oh, that's
dude.
good. That's good.
all I
Yeah,
needed.
yeah.
That's hilarious.
Wavelength.
Oh, man. Did we already watch this one? No, I don't think we did. This is...
I don't remember.
Oh boy. Yeah, so
Rewind.
Yep.
Balls back. It was been absolutely flawless.
So what
But
happened
again,
here?
It might have hurt him as he's been sitting on the bench waiting to do battle. with
So,
that
Kazooie was number one qualifier, right?
Mhm.
And fourth, oh, Kazooie Taguchi gets inside
Yeah,
of him.
because he just got into him.
So-
Caught that front tire.
And fourth, oh, Kazooie Taguchi gets inside of him.
Well, so Forsberg's lights, if we want to base this off of lights, are not green.
No.
If you want to base it off
He's
of
waiting.
tire
He's
smoke,
waiting a lot.
there's not
yeah,
a lot of
he's waiting a
smoke.
lot. Like, look at that. Like,
He's not
Still-
left. Is he left foot braking?
no. He's floating. He's floating and praying.
He's
He's in the float and pray.
kind of pulling the same thing that what's his name did.
Ola.
Ola.
Yeah. No, I agree. 100%. Like, there's no smoke until he gets hit.
Yeah. So who moves forward?
I don't know. I don't watch Forsberg really independently here. Like, why is he not getting on throttle there? Is it just floating or?
I don't
Like,
even
he
know
should
who
be,
moves forward
boom,
this
on
one.
throttle.
Yeah, he's not on throttle.
Yeah, he should be on throttle right at the beginning of that rumble strip.
And I
I'm
mean,
interested
Formula D's
to see-
trying, but
I'm
we
interested
have
to
that
see-
data, but we don't have that data because they're supposed to have like the in-car
Oh,
throttle
Taguchi
input
made a
and all
huge
that
mistake
stuff.
there too, though. Look at this big mistake. Got lost in
Yep,
the
yep.
smoke.
Oh, it's like, is that a zero
yeah,
right there?
so I can see why he lost if he did lose. It wasn't just that mistake. But I am seeing that as Forsberg's fault.
What happens with this position?
That's what I'm wondering. I want to fast forward and find out. Yeah, it's all
I was
Forsberg.
wondering if Kazooie was already zeroed
You want to see the first
before he
try?
even got to it. Nah, I'm good.
No, okay.
Moving on.
Yeah, they might have zeroed him out before that one. This
Oh, we're
is
jamming through these.
this is where Chelsea just bashes in
Oh,
the
this
back
is a
of
good one.
Forsberg. This is a good one, actually.
Here goes Forsberg. Denofa drops into formation.
This is kind of what you did with Travis, but the complete opposite. He hit him just directly straight rather than sideways.
yeah.
A massive punt by
He just
Denofa.
sends Forsberg off into the
Off
into
into
the
the
void.
distance, man. Holy moly.
Had that been a Seto, he would have been in the void. for
Was the
sure.
grass wet?
Probably wet enough. It's probably still muddy out there.
Denofa. Great angle and a good lead.
Bonk.
Oh, a
That was
massive
such a
punt
funny
by
crash.
It had
Denofa.
rained, right?
Yeah,
I forget.
I forget too.
Oh,
It
man.
rained during
That
pro.
was
It rained a little bit,
quite a
right?
hit from
And
the
then it
back
stopped.
on
Yeah.
transition.
Oh, right after top 32, it like stormed,
Yep.
and it was crazy
Let's
wet.
take a look at
Yep.
it again. Let's back it up.
But
You know, you could
yeah,
see
is this one just another lost in the smoke?
That is a great.
So, I mean, that's why we widen the track is to avoid that. And I feel like it's a lot better with the wider setup for sure.
Yeah.
But Denofa's in it. He's in it. He's in it. Ooh, Forsberg stalled up a little bit there. You see that? Before his transition. That was like he just was milking that angle. I felt like he's milking it.
Well, his lights say that he's accelerating if we want to go off of lights.
Yeah.
He is, just throwing more angle at it.
Unbelievable.
So let's take a look at this again. Boom,
It's hard to look at the
bang.
slow-mo things.
You know, here's
If you look like before the hit, it almost looks like Forsberg was going to switch back too late either way and end up off track.
Unbelievable.
This is the type of thing you don't want to judge.
Transition, bonk.
You know, here's where the questions lie. Forsberg was in transition. You see him
Poor
hit him
fella.
from the back.
Just got punted.
God, they're good.
Yeah.
Glad no one was back there, man. For
Yeah,
the
yeah.
media guy or
Yeah,
someone.
yeah,
This
yeah.
is a good spot to shoot
Yeah.
from.
Position
Boom.
for Denofa to hit
Oh.
Forsberg. You know, taking a look.
Taking out the chain link. Whoever linked those together did a really good job.
Yeah.
Once they transition,
They did not separate.
And then you get into outside zone 4. So like intuitively, it feels
Oh,
like
shoot,
that's
Dan.
beyond Denofa.
Danger
Really tough
Dan.
hit, though,
Danger Dan.
off the court.
RTR team's like, God damn it, we gotta work on this. I heard they just put that car back together for something. I don't know what was happening.
After
And he
that.
went and booped him.
Oh.
You're making me hungry, man.
What, the Whopper up there?
Yeah, the Whopper up there.
Let's order a pizza from what's it called?
God damn.
Are they closed? They're probably
I have
closed.
no idea.
Yeah, we need to make them pizzas now.
Pizza. All right, what do you got next?
We gotta try. I think that's it.
Is that it?
That's it.
Ah.
That is it. That's all of them. You thought we were gonna get through them real quick? I mean, we're at an hour and 51 minutes, so
Oh, not bad.
it's been a minute.
Oh, we got the hot pit ones. I sent you on the
Oh
Discord.
yeah. Where are those? Those are all in Discord.
Discord.
Okay. Do I even have fucking Discord on here?
Good job.
I
Nope.
just had the PC redone. I don't think it might not be on here.
Here, I got the times written down. Just go to YouTube.
Okay.
YouTuber.
Yeah, I don't have Discord on here because my computer just got
We need to start looking at
redone.
if you guys are still with us for whatever reason, watching all these battles.
Yeah, I don't know why you guys are still here.
If there's some
fellas.
cool battles, from other countries, we don't have to know what they're saying.
I wanted to review some DMAC battles, but again, we got to
Yeah.
download like Red Bull TV to do that. But DMAC was wild. He hasn't watched Top 16 yet. He watched the qualifying earlier
Yep.
today. Top 16, Top 32 in DMAC was sick. There was this, what is the guy's name? I know his nickname. His nickname is Knick-Knack. I believe it's Nicholas Berzantist or something like that. He's a local kid from Latvia, and he only
Knick-Knack?
Knick-Knack, yeah.
Yeah, that little kid used to come with Kristoffs all the time.
Is that he used to come with?
Yeah.
No shit.
That
That's
little
the kid.
that dude was a little brat when he was a kid.
I remember that.
Yeah,
kid.
he's a cool kid, but
Yeah.
goddamn it, Knick-Knack, you were a brat and you remember it, bro.
But dude,
You'd come to my pit and be like, "Fuck you, Jeff. My dad's better than you." He had balls, bro. He's a fucking
bro, he does have balls. That kid
yeah.
can drive.
No, he's a badass. No, he's a
He
freaking
beat
badass
Peter
now.
Vicek, he beat James Dean.
Yep.
like-
I watched his qualifying
and
run.
he only drove that round because he's
Dude,
from Riga.
smashing.
Like he's not doing the whole series. He was
No?
a wild card. Just
Yeah,
like
no.
I'm just gonna do this round and see where I end up. He qualified super low, beats.
I knew
James
that dude was going to
Dean.
end up being a badass when he grew
Oh,
up.
for sure.
He's not even grown up yet.
Bro, you have to watch his. Like he charged it like against Dean and Peter. Like those were legitimately earned wins. Like there wasn't any sort of nothing on the table. Like that dude charges it.
Yeah. Hot Pit Autofest round 3. Yeah. What we were saying is, if you guys know of some other battles from other things besides Formula D, besides Hot Pit, besides just anything that you want us to look at,
Whatever.
maybe you got your ass kicked and you want us to check it
Or
out.
maybe you got shafted by the judges and you want us to take a look at it.
You got some different rules you want
We're
to talk
here for you.
Because that's what I want to talk about. I got some different rules. Oh, you were supposed to bring up the Zendara one. You deleted it.
Oh shit, I did, huh?
Oh, that's why I told you to take it at the end.
Whoops. You want to bring it back up?
Sure.
Alright.
If you can.
Yep.
So that was Formula D, New Jersey, Pro
Yep.
Spec.
Yep.
And the reason I want to bring it up, and there's a few battles that have been happening lately, and the Formula D rule changed this year, specifically on this. If your front tires go straight at any point, and it's not within a transition, you're zeroed. So I got a 0 in, where was I? Orlando. You know? I mean, I get it, but, just how you saw Thorne.
Yeah.
But, of course, that was blamed on
Dean. Yeah.
Dean.
Yeah.
So there's just certain scenarios where the chase car, the front tires either straighten up for a split second. Maybe the car settles for a split second. Think about, like, Long Beach, the transition from 1 to 2 underneath the bridge. If for some reason your tires go straight there for, more than a beat, FD has been zeroing those guys out.
Oh, this is tough.
And I really feel like that's, I don't know, too much to give it a 0 based on that. So when you compare a straightening of the front wheels for a beat, maybe it's like beat, right? It's all subjective. But when you compare that to a spin out, right? Someone fully like either shutting down or
Yeah.
spinning out completely.
It's the two opposite ends of the spectrum that equal the same outcome.
How could they both
essentially.
be a 0?
I have the same thing with dropping tires. Like if you drop, say you drop, yeah, you want to search for that? Say you drop 2 tires in the lead, right? Had you been this, okay, so let's just say your perfect position is tire on the line, right?
Yep.
So if you are 6 feet beyond that, you're 2 tires off and you're a 0. If
Yep.
you're 6 feet in front of that, it's not a 0.
Correct.
So what's the difference?
Yeah.
Right? So if you severely miss an outside zone, like your tire's not even close to it, I'm in agreement that should be a 0.
There
if 2
needs to
tires
be like
off is
a,
0,
a
then
front line
yeah,
that
yeah.
says where
Yeah.
this is a 0 and where it's not.
That got me thinking that they should literally be drawing front lines, like top corner in. So let's just say, for example, in Atlanta, where like I dropped 2 tires or whatever. That's what's in my head. If there was a line drawing kind of from the beginning of the keyhole,
I'm trying to think
across half of
where
the track
they
there.
maybe do that. So like at Irwindale, they do that at Irwindale. It's pretty
Yeah.
low. It's surprisingly low at Irwindale.
That's the thing. It needs to be higher.
The thing about Irwindale, though, or I think about when it rained, we had to go low. Like we
Oh, yeah.
had to.
Yeah.
So maybe that's situational.
That's a different situation. I believe that's a circumstance of what was
Yeah.
happening
So for
right
hot
then.
pit, we would draw a line where we felt like it's unchaseable too low. And yeah, I'm with you. If you're 2 tires off too far back, where the hell is this?
That's a good question.
You had it.
I did have it. And I disappointed you with losing it.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Yeah.
You'll have to beat me later with the wizard staff.
Like some runs, is this all top 32?
Yes, it's all top
Okay,
32
so
for
maybe we'll
pro
find it.
spec, yeah. Unless it was super early. Oh, there it is.
There it is.
That's it. There.
Okay, so here's one of the runs that really got me thinking about this rule. You can go ahead and turn it up too a little bit so we can hear some of them. So here's Zendara going against who's she going against? Ruski?
This is off of the tire off rule, basically. Or
Yeah, watch her front. Saw what she just did?
Quite a bit.
No one's even noticed it yet.
Feeling that second outside zone. Feeling all of it. Good precision.
So Jarrett Danda hasn't said anything yet.
Stoic, very
We've got
even though
an okay run, an okay lead. He's doing all the jobs he needs to do, right? And she's doing the medium job of what she needs to do in the back.
Good towards the end.
She's not absolutely killing it, but she's hitting all the marks at the bare minimum.
No, she's
Here's where you're going to notice this problem with her. Yeah, it's a big gap for sure. See that right there? See what she did?
Little straighten.
That's
Did they call
definitely
that a straighten?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, full 0.
Really?
Yeah. We don't know it yet though. We don't know it yet.
I mean, we know now.
Yeah, 'cause I told you.
But that's
Wheels go straight, but look at the back
she's
tires.
still in drift.
Back tires are still smoking.
So that's another thing too. Is wheels straight a 0 or is car straight a 0?
Yeah, like full
'Cause
settle.
that wasn't car straight. That was wheel
Reinitiation.
straight.
Yeah, that's wheel
And I've
straight.
had this argument too before. I believe like online.
Did it just rain?
Way back in the day when like the D1 guys were hitting Abiso before they turned Abiso into a dirt track.
Oh, and like backies?
Yeah, well they were throwing big angle on the initiation, and once the cars started to develop and you started to see like D1 cars making crazy grip, they one of them initiated, hit the bump. He's at angle. He comes back to full straight and then goes back to angle at end.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
The car is still,
off the jump.
Yeah, the car is still at
Yeah.
angle. It's just the compression of the jump forcing so much grip into the car that he's like, oh fuck, I gotta do something to figure it out. And my argument with that, I think it was with Noriyaru actually.
Okay.
Where I was like, yeah, you fucking too much grip that he went full straight right there. And then this whole debacle, I don't know, 50 comments came after that. Like, he wasn't straight, he was at angle, blah, 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 this and that. And I was like, well, what is a straighten? Define a straighten, because that's going to be different for all of us. Is it the car going straight, or is it the wheels going straight?
We had this same argument a long time ago when Daisha Hara was doing backies at Atlanta, and his wheels went straight in a backy initiation, like full gangster. But his wheels went straight. They zeroed him out.
Yeah.
Like, it was still a drift, and it was still chaseable.
Yeah.
But his wheels went straight for a split second, and then came back.
Front washed out.
And it was like, I mean, I get it, what you're saying. It wasn't perfect, but it was still in drift.
Yeah.
And still, And don't get me wrong, what I'm saying here, my argument to this is, watch the rest of these two battles, is we just zeroed out a run on 1% of the battle, 1% of the lap.
Probably less.
We
than
zeroed
that.
out the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
There's still 99% of what's happening. So let's just go ahead and watch the rest of the run, and weigh apples to apples here. What I hate is, because maybe I hate it more now because I'm an event organizer, a judge, someone who's got to make the calls for all this stuff, someone who's worried about the show.
Except for the proximity, but good on the
I
switch.
don't think that it's good to get forced into a one more time battle because of something so small and minute like that.
I agree.
Right? So watch what happens here, and then tell me that this warrants a one more time.
What is going to be the execution here? Z Kennedy needs a really solid lead run
So,
here.
damn, Brewski
And
is
she
pacing
does just
himself.
that.
Right?
Initiation goes deep in that first outside zone 1.
Maybe he knows.
Approaching outside zone
Maybe
2.
maybe his spotter told him.
He's pacing himself.
Although the announcers haven't said it, maybe his spotter did.
Do you think they dinged him for an active chase there?
No, watch this.
Oh, she missed the zone there. Oh, he shut it down.
Look at that. Brudski shuts it down.
What
That's
happened?
gonna be
Brudski does not finish the track.
Everything just came to a very,
I spoke
very
about this in the hot pit driver meeting. I thought he spun out. I'd forgotten by
Yeah,
this
he just
point in time.
didn't finish.
But you're telling me that these two things are equal, and this warrants a one more time.
Yeah, I don't agree with that. I'm with you on that one. She missed the beginning outside zone. But,
Yeah.
I mean,
Of course, we can now go lead to lead, but that's what we really want to do.
realistically, we're comparing the two mistakes essentially. The rest of the run really doesn't matter
Yeah.
because it's hard zeros that we're
So
looking at.
yep. So when you're asking me, people are looking at Hot Pit Autofest, and they're like, this happened in this lap or this happened in that lap. We're not Formula D. I did change the rules because of stupid stuff like this.
Yeah.
I don't think that we're in a judge sport, right? I think the judges can judge the entirety of the run and judge the severity of the mistakes and pick the lesser of the two evils, Ninja
Yep.
Turtles and Pizza Hut.
Yeah, no, I feel like that should be, you could do that in almost any situation where there's a zero, essentially, is do the lesser of the two evils.
Yeah,
you know?
a spin out versus a straighten. 2 tires off versus a spin out.
So,
you know?
how do you judge, say both drivers spin out, but one driver, spins out really bad, and
Well,
one
okay.
barely spins? Is that
At that point,
what's
a
what
full
goes on
spin
there?
is a full spin. I do definitely think. I mean, shit. Did the guy spin out on entry, or did he spin out the very end of the track?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Like, did he legit spin out on entry, and then you
Yeah.
flip it, and it's all things the same, and that guy spun out at the very end, exiting.
It was, let's just call it
Yeah.
You know, it's like, oh, all right, one more time.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think you can just judge it and say, hey, lesser of the two evils.
As
This guy's obviously doing better.
For my
Move forward.
minimal judging experience that I have, it's a lot easier when you have battles like this to just be like, throw your hands up in the air, go one more time.
shuts it down.
That's like the easier path to take as a judge.
It's the easier path. I don't know, the whole, like,
I don't agree
her,
with, I don't
her
agree with
straightening
this.
thing.
Yeah, I don't agree with this at all.
Fully disagree.
Yeah.
So I have a similar battle that happened, and I actually brought this up before this battle even happened. So go to Hot Pit, and we'll check that one out. So this is what kind of brought me to this rule.
I gotta pee again. What is going on with me?
You broke the seal.
I did. The seal? Yeah.
Yeah, that seal. The
The
dog seal.
All right, where are we at? What are we looking for?
Shit. Josh Mason started. Actually, shit. He won. We should be calling him right now.
Call him.
Got Discord on the thing and the
Just fucking
thing.
Call him. Do a speaker.
Hold on.
Just do the random phone call. I want to get the random drop.
Right, the random drop. All right,
Yeah,
guys.
I like these.
We are
random
gonna
drops.
call Josh Mason.
Winner of Hot Piss.
Hot Piss, good
Hot
job.
Piss Auto Fest.
I think that's not the first time that's happened. Right?
Hot shit. I mean hot
shit.
Hot Pit Auto Fest. Round 3.
Why can't I just bring him up? He's calling me.
And he's. What's notable when I hear about, I don't even know the guy, but when I hear about him winning, I look at the fact that Rome showed up, that
I don't know why I have so many phone numbers for him, so I don't know which one to call.
that Kyle Mohan showed up. You know, this dude has come to the top in a field of some pretty good drivers. You know, so that says a lot. See if this is the right number.
Yeah. You know when you save like 3 numbers?
Why does he have?
I have all his old numbers,
Oh,
so I don't know if I'm calling him
some
or
random.
some random person that's got his old number. I have no idea.
You're gonna have to try all three or what?
I guess we could do that.
Yeah, just keep trying.
I don't know why he changes. I've had the same number for like so many years.
Yeah, I've had my same number since I was 15, I think. Yeah.
I don't know. Who texts someone and then doesn't answer their phone after texting? He's just sitting where?
Your call has
Nope. Good job, Josh. Good job. Don't know how. It's going to get weird. All right, now I'm calling other numbers. Let's go with this one.
I'm sorry, the person you
No, that one didn't work. Let's make it real weird. What if I FaceTime him? Dang it.
welcome to Verizon.
No, he just didn't want to answer me. The other two are broken. What a jerk. Pick up your damn phone. I'm just here by myself now.
This is unacceptable.
You're back after peeing for the second time. Freaking, you better insert a commercial break there.
That was twice.
Here we go.
Oh, we got him. We got somebody here.
What's up, duder?
What's up, dude? How you doing?
I'm doing. Can you hear him?
Oh yeah.
Sweet. I'm over here freaking filming a What the Drift with Andy,
Nice.
and you're like calling me and texting me, and I'm like, well, texting me, and I tried calling you, you didn't answer.
Well, I don't know. Like, it's weird. My phone like rang twice, and then that was it.
Oh yeah? I don't
I
know.
was thinking you were butt dialing me.
Ah, no. We were just going over things. And
I mean,
then-
Jeff's butt does do some questionable things, so yeah.
This is true. This is true. So I think we're gonna have you on an episode with winning Hot Pit and your new build and kicking ass.
Oh, sick. No, like that'd be freaking awesome. I'd be honored.
Yep. Well, we're already
Heck
2
yeah.
hours into this one, so I don't think that we should keep you on for too long.
Mhm.
But we were just going over. We had actually done a full wrap up of like the last two Formula D events. Andy getting screwed at Riverside Drift, and then looked at the Zendara versus Brewski, and then how I felt about the Zero, like a straightening versus a spin, on how I don't think that they're equivalent, and it forcing it one more time.
Gotcha.
Also
I mean-
versus a slight straightening versus completely shutting it down like Brewski did.
Yeah.
too.
That's what he
Yeah,
did. He
yeah.
completely shut it down. I mean, maybe they looked at lead to lead, but I don't think they needed to. I think she had two full pulls, and he didn't. What's your thoughts on the rule?
Like, what's my thoughts?
Yeah, on the FD black and white straightening zeros versus the... I don't know if Hop It Auto Fest is the only one doing it. I'm sure other guys are that are allowing the judges more freedom to decide the lesser of two evils and who should move forward. Where do you lie on those?
Whatever's gonna get him the win again.
Right?
Shoot, that's actually kind of a tough one. I'm kind of like, I never really took the time to actually think about that. I kind of do. I mean, at the end of the day, like drifting is like a judge sport, right? So I think if there's I'm kind of like, if there's too many technicalities, then it kind of like it doesn't leave a whole lot of room for, say, like style. So I don't know. I think maybe it's kind of like leaving it more into the judges versus making it like an absolute like zero. I don't know.
Mhm.
Like I think it's like it depends on how bad of the straighten it is, you know.
Did
Like
you...
if it's kind of like for example, I forget what battle that was at Hot Pit like recently. What was it, like Austin Kriegel's like straighten or whatever?
Yep.
Like
I was actually
yeah.
just about to bring that one up.
Yeah, okay, like for example, like, okay, he did technically, like on paper,
28.50.
straighten, but visually, it didn't look that bad.
Top 32 though. You're in top 16. Yeah, exactly. And then, but don't forget that visually it didn't look that bad. Technically,
that's a no-no.
he straightened and probably had to throttle more. 28.50.
Got it.
Or had to maybe even kick the clutch, but it was in chase, right? in tandem, so he's in the chase position, and I think maybe this is more effective in the chase position. Possibly
Yeah,
a
no,
little
you're
bit,
right.
possibly a little bit in the lead because it happens. You know, you're doing a backy, you're in a transition. Sometimes the car's subtle. You're coming off of a bump. So Andy, pay attention to homie in the back, right?
Oh, whoa.
So you've got
yeah.
that, right? That's an obvious, like, okay. If things were equal to equal, that's definitely a big penalty on him. Is it
Yeah.
a full-on zero? In FD rules, that's a full-on zero because he's straightened.
That's like the worst from driver's perspective too, because when you lay down the throttle and you're still spinning tire, you still feel like you're drifting, even though you did have a section where you're going straight for a second. Like he was still spinning tire, but he had that full straight there for a second.
Yeah. All right, let's continue. Let's watch the next run.
The other part of it that I was going to bring up is just the angle of the car versus angle of the tire. So I wanted to ask him that, like, where do you see the zero being when the car straightens up or when the wheels straighten up? Because you can still be in drift and bring your wheels back to straight.
Think of most backies at Adams, not Adams, at AVS.
Yeah.
You know,
Everybody's straighten up because they're not getting all the gas soon enough. I think that's where the controversy or the sort of gray area lies, is like what is a straighten? Like, we need this defined.
Well, like if you really like, okay, for the like last hot pit, so you have Austin Kriegel that straightened, and then you have like Dustin Farrell that straightened behind me. Both were in chase positions. Now, like for example, like when you look at Austin's straighten, he's kind of like still in drift. And then when you look at like Dustin's straighten, I mean, great driver, like phenomenal chase driver. You know, unfortunate he straightened, but that was a way more of like the car actually straightened versus like Austin Kriegel looks like it just looked like the wheels straightened.
You know, I fully agree that yes, he had a straighten, and he is at a big deficit at this point in my eyes. Like,
did you guys put a zero on that?
I didn't judge.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, what we've talked about is we don't hard zero anything, right? Like a spin essentially is a hard zero. It's unchaseable. But let's watch this run now, right? Now we've got DJ in the chase. He's in the back, right? And so now we're going to compare the two things.
Nope.
He shuts down. He does not finish the run.
Yep.
He, I think, what did he do? Break his diff or broke his axle? And here we have a competitor continuing to run. So you're telling me the two are the same?
I don't know. I would still, if I was judging, I'd give it to Austin there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You got. Let's just say the course is 1,000 feet long.
Yeah, the rulebook calls those the same thing. That's the problem.
Yeah, and he straightened for 10 feet of 1,000.
Yeah.
The other guy only completed 500 feet of the run.
So you got to really look at the difference, I think, between straighten and loss of drift.
Yeah.
Because loss of drift is complete straighten, shut down. You know, it's what Brewski did in the battle with Zandara. It's what happened here with DJ.
And then so the argument with DJ is he was extremely pissed off and felt that one more time was warrant. You know, it's like, all right, so now you got to go fix your car. I don't know if you could. Would love to just see people, you know, battle out one more time, but I don't see how that's equivalent.
Yeah, I don't either.
You know?
No.
And this is a very small thing, because in FD, sure, that's a damn zero for sure.
Yeah, I would have given it to Austin and moved on.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you guys this. Like, do you feel like, for example, like an instant, like, straighten in FD, because, like, realistically, like, FD is, you know, like, the pinnacle of, like, drifting. It's like the F1. It's like the NHRA Top Fuel. Like, you got so many badass drivers and so many, you know, basically, the pro drivers of the world. I think you would almost want to hold them to a higher standard versus, say, like more grassroots events. Maybe it could be a little bit more lenient. I don't know, I don't know if that's kind of like the right direction, but then again, you know, I don't know. That's just kind of like another thing just to say, think about.
Yeah, I know. I agree with the higher standard thing. I just still don't agree with like the hard zeros essentially, because there's so much gray area in between. Let's say what Zandara did, where she straightened up for a second in the New Jersey Prospect battle with Brewski, and then Brewski just completely shutting it down and rolling through the last 30 feet of the track.
Right.
You know?
And then at that point, you're forced to only look at the leads. Right? You're no longer allowed to look at Zandara's chase. You're no longer allowed to look at
Brewski's chase.
Yeah, both chases are gone. But then in the other flip position on these guys, Austin's chase, you're no longer allowed to look at it because he zeroed.
Yeah.
It's like he still fucking chased all the way to that point.
Yeah.
And continued to chase, whereas the other guy had to shut down. Right? And then there's multiple cases of this. I feel like a hard zero is when someone completely spins off, does not continue drifting. Right? A spin, you're not continuing the drift. Going off course, you're not continuing the drift. If you're completely 4 tires off, and then you're not coming back on and continuing the drift. And then unchaseable. Right? Unchaseables are full zeros. So, I don't know. I think that's just where my mindset completely differs. And I think this is like perfect case in point.
Unchaseable falls into another gray area, though, you know? Because, like, what I did in front of Blake, like, you could have called that unchaseable, technically.
Well, that's what they did to Dean.
Yeah, that's exactly what they did to Dean, Yeah, you're right.
And all right, but that does fall into another area where... No, I don't think that they called him like unchaseable where they zeroed him. I think they just said that he
caused that mistake.
Yeah, so you allocate that mistake to that position.
Yeah.
But then move on. Anyways, let's see. There's one more thing we wanted to look at. Rudy Henson versus Sam. That's at 1 hour, 35 minutes, and 38 seconds. I like how Josh got forced into this quick thing that we got.
Yeah.
Did you watch the battle with Sam and Rudy?
He doesn't even get any beer.
I know. We're over here drinking Modelo's.
Modelo's.
Yeah.
Actually, let me hop on I don't remember that battle. Let me hop on my computer right now and
let's watch it together. It's
Are you guys on the live stream right now?
Yeah, we're watching the live stream. We're at 1 hour and 35.
Like, are you actually streaming, or are you just watching the live stream?
No, we're watching the live stream. This is pre-recorded for later broadcast.
All right.
Yeah.
Andy don't like doing live.
So don't say anything messed up.
Like,
don't say poop.
Okay.
Don't say poop.
Don't say poop or garbage. Yeah, we don't want potty words in here.
Poopy garbage.
Poopy garbage.
Poopy garbage.
Yeah.
Tartar sauce.
Yeah.
Was that battle in the top 16?
Top 32. 1 hour, 35 minutes, 50 seconds.
That's where we're at right now. We're going to press play at the exact same time. Let me know when you're ready.
1 hour. Okay, I'm at 1 hour 20.
1 hour.
You said 1 hour 25.
35, 50.
35.
50 seconds.
Sam, that movie's gonna check. Okay. I'm
All right.
literally at like
All right.
135.
You ready? You ready to press
He's
play?
at 135.11.
Oh, 135.11? All
we're
right.
at 135.50.
Let me find 135.11. We got to start at the exact same time.
Okay, we're at 135.20. 15, 10.
Okay, 10. All right. Ready?
Okay.
Press
Ready.
play.
Okay.
All right. I think we got it.
Got it.
This is going to work.
You think there'd be a 1, 2, 3 count on that play?
No. Just press play.
Okay. I hope that the audience has done the same thing. But how could they if they were listening to us?
They get to watch. They get to watch.
Oh, they get to watch.
Yeah, this is all
Duh.
recorded. This is OBS.
That's stupid.
Yeah,
I had a
yeah,
stupid
yeah.
thought. I had a very blonde moment.
Well, OBS is
I didn't even have hair and I had a blonde
Well,
moment.
I had
That's
to make,
pretty good.
I had to make sure OBS was still recording.
That's good. That's good.
My computer runs out of space. That thing just
All
shuts
right.
off.
Here goes Rudy. Gap and Sam. On
Yeah.
the wall.
Wow.
Good lead. Good angle. Tons of smoke. Falling off the wall a little bit. Slightly off zone 2. Hits the bobble. Gets touch and go. He's good there. Left foot breaking the heck out of that front tire. Coming through outer zone 3. Everything's good.
Feel like-
Sam's in chase.
I like Rudy driving that car for so many
What happened
Oh,
right there?
Jesus. What did happen? He's coming to his own, like with that car.
Okay, we're going to keep watching this because you're going to hit replays. And then
Oh, yeah. Then we should just keep watching it. Whoops, I messed it all
You've
up.
already messed it all
I
up.
messed
We're
it
not
all
in
up.
sync anymore.
All right, whatever. All right, well, we're going to watch this hit over
We're
and
going to
over
watch
again.
the hit 4 times, and then we'll
Yeah.
watch the replay because the replay is the drone.
I mean, Rudy, that was very timid switchback, but I don't think it's his fault.
I don't like watching replays slowly. I like watching the replays in motion sometimes.
Yeah, but also what I'm looking at is like after the hit, he's still like pretty much just in the zone, you know? So like if the hit hadn't been there, would he have been shallow on that zone? Would he have been too inside? It's almost like that kicked the throttle into him. Like he just wasn't on throttle until he got hit, and he's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, throttle time." Did you guys do replays or no?
Yeah, there's a replay.
Yeah.
It's a drone replay.
I really like that Rudy was man enough to just like stay in it. Like you definitely see where he had to like add angle to the car just to keep it in drift, but he still stayed in it like a man. Like that's I respect that.
So I saw this live from the tower, but I was not fully focused on it. I literally glanced up and saw it happen. My first reaction, I fully thought Sam was at fault. First reaction. After
Really?
watching the replay a few times, I kind of took it as shared fault. It just seemed to me that Rudy wasn't on pace how he usually is. And
like
you watch a lot of the other drivers. Here's the thing. We just turned this on, right?
Yeah.
So you didn't watch
Yeah.
all the other drivers
Yeah, yeah.
quickly pick on throttle,
Yep.
quickly hit it
Yep.
through there.
I have no experience
So
on this
now
course.
we're seeing Rudy kind of pick up the dudes are picking it up a lot quicker.
Yeah, and I kind of agree with the shared fault. I feel like Rudy had a checkup there at the same time that Sam was like, I'm going to dive in on him, you know? And that just becomes a bad situation. It happens, you know? Every once in a while, you're in the lead and you got to check up a little bit and you get bumped and you're like, oh, yeah, that was my fault.
Yep.
You know?
For a second, I thought Rudy left outer zone 3 way early, but it actually, after seeing it, he's leaving it pretty. I think I would say on the minimum of almost calling it too early, but I think it's just enough.
Did Sam just miss that whole outer zone?
Yeah, Sam missed that whole zone.
Yeah, Sam, I know for a fact, Sam has a lot of, forward bite in that car, and he's even, told me multiple times, it's gnarly forward.
So Rudy spun
almost
out
to the point where it's, it's difficult.
Rudy just spun right there.
Yeah. Andy missed it while you were talking.
Yeah, he did,
So Rudy spins completely right here.
Wah.
So now
you got a situation.
You got to go based off of what did the judges already pick for the first run.
I mean, with no reviews and no other further thought, I would give it to Sam, because Rudy spun and Sam didn't. I feel like his mistake was on a lower scale than what Rudy did there.
Mm-hmm. And obviously, Rudy's thinking that it's completely Sam's fault. So that should be a forced one more time.
I do want to watch Sam's lead line through that section to see if he did any funny stuff to sort of cause Rudy to check up and possibly lock up the brakes and spin or something. But
I think, admittedly, Rudy did not say that Sam did anything that caused him to spin.
Yeah. He was just in disagreement with the fact that Sam should have had a 0-2,
But definitely,
basically.
if you listen to the announcers, they thought it was Sam. Audience
Sam
probably
took the win?
No, I'm sorry. Audience and judges probably thought that Sam was at fault for what happened.
In when Rudy was chasing him?
Yeah, when Rudy was chasing him. Yeah.
I gotta watch that again.
So now that's one of those things where you gotta watch that sucker 5 times. Josh, where do you stand?
One more time.
I'm I finally just seen Rudy spin. I think Rudy spun on his own driving. I don't think Sam checked him at all. I think Sam was having some pretty good speed.
No, Sam's
I
on
think
throttle.
I like Sam. Yeah,
Boom.
he was on throttle.
Switch
for
back.
Sure. It's just
Right there, he lights him up.
Yep.
Way earlier than Rudy did.
So it really comes down to how do you feel about the first battle? Because the second battle, obviously, Rudy is at a loss. Second half of the battle. First half of the battle, who do you place fault on? That's the tough part.
Oh, you mean when Sam hit Rudy? Who would I place fault on that?
Yeah.
Rudy.
I think I still would place fault on Sam because it's a super surgy car, right? So it's kind of if you knew you're going to go up against an S chassis, you got to make adjustments according to your car. That's just me.
Mm-hmm.
That's an interesting thing. If I only picked it at your words, you just gave us math without the situation. Like you said, you got a grippy car that surges versus an S chassis. Therefore, Rudy could not do no wrong.
Right. Like an S chassis, it crabs. Even when you add Ackerman to that car, it's still, when you even have Ackerman in an S chassis, it still has a tendency to crab. Versus BMWs, they don't want to crab. They just want to surge. So it's
I got you, but what I'm saying is I don't think that forces it to be Sam's fault. Right? So did Rudy pick up the throttle where he needed to, or did he not? Right?
Right.
So you got to bring that back and watch that 5 times, and let's let the audience decide who's watching this. Let's see. Did Rudy pick up the throttle and then play it in its at least from zone 3 at full speed? Here we go.
Yeah, I'm watching it again.
Yep. Does Sam pick up the throttle? Or I'm sorry. Does Rudy pick up the throttle enough? It also looks like he's at shallow angle. to me before he does.
And watching it again, and almost like it looks like the hit occurred before even Sam picked up the throttle. You know, like I want to say Sam picked up the throttle right around that same section where he hit Rudy. Because Rudy, I mean, you got to wait for a second for the car to settle, and Rudy's waiting right there. I mean, yeah, that's a tough one, dude.
It's an extremely tough one. And so I told Rudy, I mean, we spoke on the phone for an hour today. I was like, dude, at first I fully blamed Sam. After watching it, I went shared fault, but then you spun.
Yeah.
And, you know, after that point, it was done dizzle.
Yeah. Had he have not spun, it would have been, like, measurably in his favor.
Had he not spun, you could argue, hey, let's fucking run this back for the spirit of it.
Yeah.
You know? But at this point, it's like, well, fuck, we don't know who did what at the first one. Unless you honestly think it was Sam's fault, and then it's one more time.
I'm watching this thing of Rudy, like, in the lead again, and I almost want to say, and I slowed it down, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I saw a double handbrake pull. So, in transition, he pulls the handbrake to set it.
Are you doing the YouTube thing where you slow it down?
Mm-hmm.
Now Andy's doing that. Mm-hmm. We're going 0.25.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. Okay.
It's really hard to
Move
see
that little
because of the
advertisement.
smoke and the angle, but I almost thought I saw a double handbrake pull. Like, he handbrakes to set it, then he jumps on throttle, and then he instantly handbrakes again, then jumps on throttle.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, yep, you are 100% right. You see that? Locked up.
That was a double handbrake.
That's really...
There's the first lock. It's rolling. He's on throttle, and then there's a second lock right before the hit. Let's watch his hands. Oh, you can't really see because it's too choppy.
Damn, Josh got some sharp eyes.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, it's a good thing we called this boy. He's better than us. You're hired, dude. I'm a fire Jeff here.
I wonder if Rudy's got some in-car footage we can watch now.
Call Rudy.
And then the other thing is he's got them fancy FD freaking lights on his window. Even when you watch the FD lights on the window, you even see the decel from the second handbrake pull.
Yep, right there.
No, that looks like they're just green.
They're still green, but
I guess they're just.
Well, it's still green. But it reduces, right?
Okay.
So there's the
there's red, yellow.
Green comes on. He's accelerating, and then it drops.
It's definitely not a continuation of acceleration. It's definitely a.
He's feathering. Yeah.
Fucking sharp eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Smells like someone's baking in here.
Might have to hire that boy for a judge.
Is someone cooking?
Possibly my neighbor.
Something's on fire.
He does live over there, so.
Damn. I would definitely like to see other people's opinions because this is just one of those situations. Oh, that thing's mad.
Finally.
Where
Which one went mad?
different drivers, different judges are just going to feel differently about this run. But I think you just definitely, Josh, solidified it for me.
Yeah, honestly, it was really tough to catch, but I really slowed it down, and it's tough to see from the angle, right? With like the rear wheels and the smoke. But once I saw it, it's like, okay, now knowing that, obviously, I'm going to place Rudy at fault.
Yep. Valid call.
Wild. Super wild.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's that. If we get time, we'll have to call you and just get you on here and ask you about your build and all the crazy stuff. Because if the audience doesn't know, Josh has built that. What is that thing? A '69 Camaro, 70 something?
Yeah, or 68.
68 orange Camaro that would drift around everywhere.
Oh, you're that guy.
You're that guy.
Son of a bitch. Yeah, I love that car.
Did you really not know who we were talking to?
I mean, I knew the Mason, the driver. Like, I know him. I associated him.
Oh,
with...
you didn't know that he drove that car?
No, yeah, I associated that car. Like, well, I don't know. Whenever you meet people, you associate them with the car they drive, you know, and then they switch cars, and then all of a sudden you're just.
Oh, so was Josh the 14 for you, or was he the BMW?
Camaro.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
So all right, we're plugged
that car was sick.
Yeah, that car
and
was
it was
sick.
orange, so you know. Yeah, best color ever.
Fucking orange.
Best color ever.
Fucking orange.
When are you gonna paint your car orange, Jeff?
Not doing it. Not doing it. Jackson wants it to be yellow. Nope.
Yellow.
I think red's my jam.
Red is pretty
Red's
good.
my jam.
Yeah.
Let's see, Josh. You were asking me about a clutch. I run the what is it? Like a 10-inch action clutch twin disc.
Oh, right on.
Yeah. You were talking about the 8-inch. The 8-inch works. I think it's only good to like 600 horsepower maybe for drifting. So I would suggest trying to get the big boy for the amount of power and what you're going to do throughout the the year.
That way you can beat on it.
Yeah. Tell him you need the Jeff Jones special.
The Jeff Jones special, heck yeah.
Yeah. Because I beat on the other one.
$300.
It works, but it's just drifting's tough, man. We are so hot to clutches. We fade them so much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think the wider the disc, the better. One time I had a comp clutch, and it was a triple disc. It's a full aluminum flywheel. Dude, my car would rev up so badass. Like, just blip it, and it would just, like, light up and hit rev limiter.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
But it lasted literally one Irwindale round, and then the next time I went to go practice, and it was burnt.
Was that the one you poured Coke on?
No,
Oh.
no, it's different. That's a different trick. Different trick.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just But that was a where I was going with that is that was a 5-inch disc, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It was a triple 5-inch disc, and so yeah, it worked, but it only lasted one round. The wider the disc, if you get like a 10-inch, it's going to just disperse that much more.
So if you had unlimited budget, would you just run a new clutch every round and keep running that small one?
I mean, I think that's what like a little bit of the RTR team does.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not just unlimited budget. Like you got to pull your trans every freaking time.
Yeah. I mean, just take that out of the scenario.
It also does.
You don't. And you don't got to pull your trans if you got an unlimited budget. You just pay people to do that.
Oh, I guess. There was the car would drive a little bit differently. Your clutch kicks are going to be less effective, but on a V8, maybe that doesn't matter. Because you don't have the inertia.
But did you
momentum
like
for the
it better?
flywheel. I don't have enough input. I only drove it for one round,
Yeah.
and then I had to change the clutch disc, and I was like, screw this. I'm not doing this every time.
Yeah.
So I don't have enough knowledge or driving time to tell you.
Why are you
It
so
sounded
lazy,
cool.
man? Why don't you just swap in clutches every round?
It was $350 every time just to replace the disc.
And like what, 6-hour job or something like
Yeah,
that?
yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then that's just
Not
to
fun.
replace the disc a few times. That's
Yeah.
not even to like the flywheel
Yeah.
and the thing. Because I mean, how many times can you do it before those guys get
The thing.
replaced? The pressure plate,
The thing, the other thing in there.
Well, because there's the friction disc, and there's the freaking clutch, and the pressure plate, and the
then there's
center.
the thing.
Yeah, the thing.
And then the thing.
And the thing.
The thing
Yeah.
costs more.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
whatever. Josh, when are we going to Disneyland?
Dude, wherever you want to go, dude. My pass is freaking. I'm good to go like late August right now.
That's what you told me, and then I saw you go with Cece. So that's BS.
I went to downtown Disney. They let me in there.
Ah, okay. That's the good lie.
Mm.
All right, I guess when I get back from Washington, we're going then.
I'm down. Let's go.
All right, it's a date.
Mm-hmm.
It's a date. All right, we're going to let you go. Hopefully we get to end this podcast, and you let me go home.
Eventually.
And then we'll just have to get you on here for a full episode.
We're at
Heck
2.5
I'm down.
hours.
Just let me know when.
Rad.
All right, brother.
All right,
Thanks
dude.
again.
Later.
Take it easy, dude.
All right. Well,
He
that
had
was
some good insight.
It's a good insight.
Good insight.
And something's dying. So, all right, I think with that,
This one this time?
are we ready to
That
end
one.
this?
Yeah, that's a
Cameras are dying.
Yeah,
You're getting pissed
yeah.
off. My ass starting to hurt.
Yeah. I'm gonna
Rudy's
have
going to be mad that we, evaluated his thing, and Josh said no. Yeah, and I think that was all the battles, all the runs.
It happens.
Yeah, I totally feel different about judging as an event host, as a driver, as the flow of show, just, I don't know, the different pace of things.
There's a lot of factors involved.
There are so many factors.
Generally, the general public and us, even as drivers that compete in it, just don't really factor in,
Yeah, and then, just really looking at, I don't know, I don't like the...
But I'm still real mad about that Riverside call.
I know. There's a lot of differences right there on that one, for sure.
Dude. I mean, every once in a while, you're not going to get the decision that you want, and there's going to be things that they missed.
It's a freaking judge sport, man.
Yeah,
it's
and
so dumb.
That's like you just said with flow of show. Sometimes you just gotta fucking move on. You have to keep the show going,
Yeah.
And I understand that, and
well, I want to see a bunch of badass runs over and over.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But
well,
not
like we were talking about earlier, either there's a spectrum in drifting in which we enjoy, which is really really good or really really shitty.
Yeah.
And that's what we enjoy watching. Everything in between is just not so fun.
Not so
fun.
fun.
You want to watch someone just wreck the crap out of their car, or you want to see them just kill it in their car.
Yep.
And those are the two things that us as drifters enjoy watching.
I'm gonna say poor Sam later on wrecked his car.
Yeah, did he?
On the wall.
Oh, he did?
Cody
Oh, shit.
Bright wrecked his car on the wall.
Oh man.
He rode the wall pretty good.
Yeah.
He's looking for a frame shop right now.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So
There was some carnage.
there was some carnage.
Yeah.
Anyways, hey, if you guys want to come out to the next Hop Pit,
Mm-hmm.
August 19th,
Yep.
that'll be the next one.
I might be judging.
I'm trying to convince Andy to judge. He needs to, because the other guys can't make it. They
Yeah.
got family functions to
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
And I'm
yeah.
trying not to judge.
I gotta figure out something to do with this guy other than leave him here for 8 hours.
Yep. Okay.
But yeah,
We got time.
yeah, we'll figure it out.
All right. Is that all the things?
I think so.
That was Formula D.
We covered it. Formula D,
Jersey,
East Coast. We'll
East
call it.
Coast. Well, we already did Atlantis. Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. Not Hop It. What the Drift?
What the
Episode
Drift?
13.
13. Lucky
Yeah.
number 13.
We got busy. We'll try to hop on these faster.
Yeah, after Seattle, we're doing another one. We're gonna get you on here and talk about how you won Seattle.
There you
and
go.
how awesome
Predictions.
it was. You know,
Predictions.
Just your first win and how
Not
amazing
repeat
it
what I did
felt,
last year.
and keeping your hatch locked down.
Yep. The hatch lockdown.
Yeah. I got some like 3-inch lag screws. We can just
Oh, snap.
right
That'll
into
work.
there.
That'll work.
You know, if you don't trust those hood pins, I got you.
Got you.
Yeah. Or
Alright.
you got to bust out the duct tape like DMEC does.
Tug it up.
So DMEC, like in between battles, they're duct taping all these panels on and like,
Yeah.
trying to get stuff back on the car. And I was like, the guy at FD there, Matt Soap or whoever else, I forget the guy's name that runs the line in Prospec. But
I should just walk him up some duct tape and say,
Yeah.
"Hey, bro,
yeah,
Matt,
you're gonna
just
need
in case."
Yeah, you're gonna need this later.
Just in case.
Only for my car though.
Yeah. Can't use it on anyone else's car.
Yeah.
BS.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, that's it.
all right, guys.
13 episodes.
If you liked it, please tell your friends.
Mm-hmm.
Hit the like button.
Mm-hmm.
Hit the subscribe button.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're supposed to say, I think.
Yeah, and if you want to see us doing different stuff, let us know. I mean, we're doing this sort of battle breakdown stuff, and I feel like that's our kind of thing right now.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well,
we could
it's
talk
what we got.
more about car setups, more talk
I'd
about...
like to do one where we don't have any visual and we're just bullshitting.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd also like to pee.
Go for it.
All right, later,
Yeah, you're
nerds.
good. Later, guys. Take it easy.
Welcome to What the Drift Podcast with your hosts, Formula Drift drivers Andy Haitley and Jeff Jones.